DJ Frenzy, traumatic. Wow. I must be out of my fucking mind. Listen. I must be out of my mind from blazing all this marijuana. But life is difficult, so not smoking just makes it harder. Negativity, positivity, which one would you rather? Cause if you're being a prick, it's gonna come back to you like karma. I must be out of my mind from blazing all these dirty Cali packs. But I got endless wealth, it's stacking up inside my Halifax. Come, let's talk, let's have a walk, we need to have a chat. If you wanna make some pee, then let me set up a crop in your habitat. I must be out of my mind from blazing all this awesome weed. I keep on telling them it's my medicine, it's more than greed. I wanna be left in peace, enjoying this gorgeous breeze. I'm gonna buy some private land and grow some enormous trees. I must be out of my mind, I smoke too much, my lungs are black. Don't worry, I'm healing them with castor oil, it's under wraps. I'm using healing frequencies of 100 cats. I've got mind control, I fast, I don't need comfort snacks. Me, myself and I, we are the best of friends. I don't follow anyone, I like to set the trends. I'm a temporary human, death is an illusion. Your consciousness is infinite, it never ends. Do you know the meaning of infinity? I could die 1,000 times, but you're not killing me. It's impossible, I'm made of energy. Literally, I'm telling you, I'm gonna leave a legacy like Skibbity. I'm used to dreaming in the day, and in the night I'm wide awake. Time is at the essence, so I got no time to wait. Life is great, I got no time to hibernate. There's no coincidence, nothing happens by mistake. I manifested everything, I was envisioning it. Everything, even all the sickening shit. My consciousness is going through a quickening shift. I love it all, I'm enjoying every minute of it.
I love the way you get. Late night up in my bed.
Yo.
VYBEZ.
Yo. Hey. Hey. Still a lot of them cried for help and still them not get no answer. Still a youth them a suffer and die with a rich get pampered. All over the world, run by bankers. How you think them a run this? Who you think them sponsor? Enough people a die from AIDS, enough people a die from cancer. Them design the gun and the Bible to rule and conquer. Reparation in a crisis time, but the youth them still a get stronger. We beat them with peace and love and burn out the anger. You burn out the anger, so you burn out the anger. So you burn out the anger, so you burn out the anger. See upon bow when the old in your chest when a bad man boy, yeah. See upon roll when the old in your chest when a bad man boy, yeah. Burn out the anger, so you burn out the anger. Burn out the anger, so you burn out the anger. Now for them end with the old in the chest with a bad man boy, yeah. Now for them end with the old in the chest with a bad man boy, yeah. Burn out the anger, burn out the anger. Burn out the anger, burn out the anger. Now for them end with the old in the chest with a bad man boy, yeah. Oh, with the old in the chest with a bad man.
Man don't deal with fakes, man don't deal with jakes. Man don't deal with cats, man don't deal with snakes. I think I just smoked the box, I think I just smoked the crate. Man don't deal with war, man be counting papes. Jump on the mic and I'm sick, jump on the mic and I'm hot.
Oh there.
Everyone stay calm. Stop here. Everyone stay calm.
Corden! Section 3! Criminal law, Corden!
Oh, okay, they've hold some section, something. They don't want people to go.
Hold it there, 4-4. Explaining section 14 conditions.
This your boy Jedi for Jedi Online, children like live, red pill, children like kids, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live, and please put the number if you like in the chat, you know, like that. One family. What we saying, man? Big up yourself, man. Testing, 1, 2. Let me make sure my mic's on. You lot can hear me clearly. They got the 30 people in the building. Slap that like button for me if you don't mind. Here we go. Yo. Yeah, man. Let me do that again. It's your boy Jedi for Jedi Online. True Illuminati Live, Red Pill Trill. True Illuminati, clicks like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. And please put the number of your like in the chat, you know, like that. All right, we're in the building right about now. We're looking at a demonstration down at Downing Street. I did consider going. I'm not going to lie. I did consider going. Let me go and capture all of this. But you know what? We go with the intuition. My intuition said, yeah, not today.
Also, I'm going to Downing Street.
Not today. And plus the England has in the wash, you get me? So yeah. But yeah, man, they're going on with their thing again. Let's see what happens.
Some words. Always. Hi, how are you? Check out that boy. Thank you.
Big up, man. Big up. Hey, the link is there. I think it's pinned to the chat. Hope I did it. No, I didn't. Let me pin this link to the chat. Jump on. Let's have a chat, man. Let's have a talk. Big up everyone for hitting the like button. Yes, live and Downing Street.
Still need to talk about the conditions. Guys, there's conditions. You've got to take this protest onto the pavement.
What
we're asking for is emergency legislation to stop the knife crime in this country.
What? Now you look care about knife crime. Oh man. Now you care about knife crime. That's a bit nuts. Fucking hell, man.
And that man in there has the ability to change things. He's up. Take a stand. However we do it, stop carrying on what we're seeing. Young girls are dead because these lot are more worried about their woke agendas than safeguarding.
Sorry, guys.
They're not listening to him now, are they? Or maybe they are.
We have big screens. Such a response today. Bit of space, please. It's a shame. Give them some working room. Save our kids. We will send a message. Save our children. We stand on children. Save our kids. 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 To where we stand on terrorism.
Say, seeks them out. Stop the boats. Stop the boats. Stop the boats. Stop the boats. The kid's been killed. We talking about stopping the boats. Ah, no, man. Big up yourselves, man. 73 people in the building. Slap that like button for me, man. Move, man.
Smoke bombs. People are letting off smoke bombs. It's horrific. Okay, everyone, they're letting off some smoke bombs. Something's going on. Just wait, don't go too far. What's happening down here? There's an arrest made. Made an arrest. Looks like there's a gentleman that's been arrested.
Why? No. Do you not see this? Like, see if you can see a protest that can be contained and said, okay, you lot got to stay over here. You got, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Obviously, you're outside Downing Street. That's the symbol of power in the UK. You know, it's a big step. But what you doing when you get there? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Big up yourselves in the building, man. Big up all the likers. Put the number of your like in the chat if you don't mind. It's a little tradition. And yeah, the link is there. It's open, guys. Jump on, come talk to me. Arrest these thugs. And Ella says, how ironic your username is peace. You guys are clowns. Donny Tommo said, if they're immigrant, they should do something, but not, I don't know. Go back to Germany, says peace. Mad thing. Big up, man. Big up everyone commenting. Big up, Shells. Come on. See the link there pinned to the top of the chat. You lot jump on. Come chat to me. All right. Why didn't you arrest them in Leeds? Just in case there's any confusion, put the stamp on it.
put the seal. Yeah. That's how you know that's that 10-10 pack now. Tommy, you get me? Official. No good copy. Original. No good copy. Original. Mad.
So, cannot accept. This is what happens. United under the flag of the United Kingdom. Unite the kingdom against what we're seeing right now. We have to do these things. They have to know that we're here and we're willing to step in at any point. Because what we're seeing is young girls dying on the streets of our country. And now look, within one day, look who's turned up to fight the right way for their country. England, England, England.
Taking the country back. What I say? When did this kingdom fall apart? Says Kemo. Boy, I don't know, boy. I don't know. It's going down though. These live streams. We want our country back. We want our country back. We want our country back. We want our country back.
We want our country
back.
We want our country back.
We want our country back.
We want our country back.
No, they should have put some more bars into that. I know if it was me and
Who's
Mo,
streets? Our streets. Who's streets? Our streets.
T-circle. No, sorry, wrong.
Hold on, wait, I've got a treat for you though. Wait, 1 second. We want our country back. We want our country back.
What the fuck? You done it through a megaphone loudspeaker. Yeah, I love it.
Got the megaphone, G.
The megaphone has been passed on.
We don't like the old bill because they are not our mates. They let them take our country.
Yeah, push, you little black cloud. Push, yeah, we're having it.
Oh, you know I'm an old school football hooligan.
Come on, push, you little black. Push, man. Don't make them tell you where to rock. Push, man. Have it. Do it.
I know that geezer.
I wonder how many undercovers are in this clique.
One bag of them.
You know what I mean? I wonder how many of them are actually operatives or whatever. Obviously been infiltrated. Everything's infiltrated.
What are the police doing there? That's City of London, man. They protect that shit. It's nothing. You stay there. The Mosques. I'm seeing in my rugby mates, I'm smacking them up, bro. First game of the season.
Yeah.
Bad thing.
Fuck where the fuck were you in Leeds?
Yeah, boy.
That's what they say. Where the fuck were you in Leeds?
Yeah,
That's a banger. That's a banger. Them man, they got slogans, but where the fuck was you in Leeds, you know? Where the fuck were you in Leeds?
They let the
Yeah, but to be fair,
take our kids. They let the Savo take our kids. They let the Savo.
Did they sing that?
No.
That's a bar.
Hey,
But,
bro, no. You need to go find the video, yeah, of the wildest English football chants, yeah, bro. Bro,
crazy ones,
bro. Anyway,
what like these like they're saying where were you in Leeds, yeah, and I hear that, but Harefields Estate or whatever in Leeds is very different from Downing Street. Like you got to remember when you pick Downing Street, like you pick Downing Street, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? It's Downing Street.
Exactly.
The only place worse could be Buckingham Palace, brother.
Bro, I'll tell you what.
Or
Buckingham Palace is one thing, yeah. If the Queen ain't even in residence, they'll just put a guard around it. You see Downing Street, bro, and them areas there, financial capital, bro. I keep telling people, man, that place has got its own police force, everything. They will shoot, bro. Since 80s, you know, yeah. We used to drive over London Bridge, yeah, and go Tottenham to one of my grand's houses, bro. And I'm telling you, since the 80s, yeah, they've always had a policeman on that bridge there. You get me? Yeah, they only stopped because they ended up with bare cameras. Yeah, so you stay there, think so you can go up there and act a fool. Yeah,
bad thing.
They will wrap you up. That's because they're putting on helmets already. They're ready to start. They'll be the aggressors.
Yeah.
They're ready to be the aggressors, bro. Trust me.
Yeah, they're ready to put in work. Yeah. All right, big up, Shells, Bells.
Wagwan.
What are you saying?
No, I was just listening to what the brother was saying. I hear where he's coming from, but in a sense, if I was them, I'd be going in ready because you never know what's going to happen. You think that I'm going to be doing that kind of job, I'm not protecting myself.
No, I hear you. Obviously, I don't know what kind of smoke these men are on though. I feel like it's limited smoke. I think the police know these men are not come to go ham outside Downing Street. They're definitely not trying to do that.
Yeah, I think they know that. I think they're just going down there to make a lot of noise, and let them know they're unhappy. You get me? And that's why I said I feel like these lot here, they're riding it up right. They're suited up now. They're ready.
Yeah.
Listen, they didn't have to put it. They could have just made a cordon or made a line. Yeah, a couple sheets, shields, horses, and say, listen, you can protest, but you can't go beyond here. You get me?
I feel like
they look at them. They look like they're penning them in. I've seen these movements, but I've had it happen to me. Trust me, both in jail and on road. Yeah, trust me. I know when they're starting to do their thing.
At the same time, it's perspective as well.
My man, baton on shoulder. Look, they're ready to go forward. Look, they're ready to go forward, man.
But look at it from the other side. They're ready to come forward towards the police.
Oh, did I just see a brother? I saw a brother. Sorry. He looked like Emmanuel Bull. Oh, he's got a camera. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, the Queen is dead to King now. Yeah, we know that, brother. Thanks for the update, though, Lily's child. Big up.
Don't lie. Are you not serious? Okay, no.
Big up, family.
Big up, Steve.
Yes, big up, Stephen. Hey, someone time out Bibi for 5 minutes, please.
He's trying to calm the crowd down.
He's trying to calm the crowd down. He told them to kick off and walk the other direction. He told them, yeah, push, and then walk in the other way to like remove himself for it. Then go back and say, yeah, calm it, and then they listen and now look at the power he's got.
Man dropped a stink bomb in first class and walked off, and then.
This reminds me of 4 years ago.
What happened 4 years ago?
Lockdown protest.
Pardon?
Lockdown protest.
Lockdown protest. Okay. Okay. Why does it remind you of that?
Sorry, my mic's going.
Yeah, why does it remind you of
Typical
that?
bloody
brother?
signal.
Yeah, but your signal's all right on.
I'll have to wait, Jedi. I got a bad signal.
All right, brother. All right, say no more. They should all walk down the mall to Buckingham Palace. Why do you think they should go Buckingham Palace?
Tommy Robinson. Have it.
Hey, I tell you, it's like it's almost as good as a bumper clout. You know the satisfaction you get from it.
Babs, what team?
Yeah.
You know when you because I used to play football, you know.
Yeah.
Certain time, yeah. You get me? You make a big challenge or whatever. You get me?
Yeah.
It's like have it. Yeah. That's yeah.
Yeah, man. It's liberating.
Liberating. Yo, what's in the every now and again, people we advise you to tap. You get me? You get me?
Must reduce the risk of something. I'm telling you, it feels good. So say that again. Your mic's a bit mad, you know.
All day,
It's getting in and out.
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
I've seen a lot of them. Can't understand what you are saying as I only speak English. Mark Waters, they tried. Police told them they're not allowed by telling them behind barricades. We shouldn't have the truth. These lot are racist. If they read all the comments on TV news, they hate all people other than their own.
Police have made a line. They've got their helmets on. I don't have any. Sorry. I know. I was singing the same actually. I don't have a helmet. All right, guys. I'm standing in the side because if they start throwing things, it's gonna come straight at me. Calm down a little bit. I'm gonna go. Sorry, I'm just gonna try and go over here.
Boy.
Okay, we're moving
so
down.
Anyway, like while this is going, let's have a chat, man. So motion.
Yo.
So do you not think that the English people have a right to be pissed because it seems like this guy is like an immigrant or asylum seeker or something, or son of an immigrant?
Yeah, parent. Do you know what? Like, I'll be honest with you, yeah. Whichever way you look at it, there's an element to be pissed about, right? Say it was a European Englishman with mental health problems. There's still something to be pissed about because the system is allowing these people with mental health problems out on the street without the treatment and right? There's still something. So yes, there is a element to be pissed about. Yes, definitely. How they're going about it, I don't know. I couldn't tell you how to go about it.
I mean, let's talk about Southport. They took themselves to the mosque.
Yeah, that was a mad thing.
People are saying, well, even if the guy is a Muslim, he got mental health issues. But don't you think, like, obviously these people are already got an issue with Islam, or they're paranoid, or being told that it's, and if this guy is a Muslim, I'm hearing he's from Rwanda, and that's got a very low Muslim population. But the speculation that he's a Muslim or something, and he said some other words about, and he said something about the UK need to feel what Rwanda felt or something like that. I don't know if this is real. There's a lot of rumor flying around about this guy.
That's the thing in it. We have to kind of wait for the full thing in it to understand. However, like they're pissed, yes, and they got a right to be pissed. Could they have held their anger until they got more information? Probably, and that would probably be the thing that would be advisable to do. However, I know me as a man and as a father, and I know if it was my child, I'd want blood on the streets. I'm not gonna lie. I'd want blood, and you probably couldn't reason with me until I probably got some kind of retribution or whatever, like had a couple of days, or do you know what I mean? That kind of situation. So being somebody that's been quite an impulsive person as a youngster, yeah, less so now, but I can understand like the knee-jerk reaction of people that are not the smartest, not going to think about things in its, you know, they're just going to think with their emotion and act on that. And that's what we're seeing, a lot of people acting on their emotion.
Is there anybody in the chat that might want to jump on to give their point of view from their feelings about what these people are doing?
Yeah, well, that's a good idea. I'll put that link out there. It's pinned to the top of the chart. But
can I just add to that? Can I just add to that? Because I said on Velis earlier, I said to them, right, the reason why I can understand how they're pissed, right, is because of this. Is because I got a daughter that goes dancing. Now, granted, she wouldn't be dancing to Taylor Swift, but she goes dancing. That could have been a dance class somewhere else. You got what I'm saying? So, so really, truly, my daughter could have been either visually scarred, physically scarred, or dead in that kind of situation, depending on where some madman decides to go and do that kind of action. You feel what I'm saying?
And and journalistically, it would be nice to get another point of view as well, wouldn't it?
Would you? Yeah. Okay.
Just a balanced view.
Why, what's your view?
Well, you know my views, Jeddah. I told you 2 months ago, didn't I?
I don't know if everyone knows your views. Like, it is a talk show.
Well, I don't want to start having a pub.
Bells doesn't know your view.
Well, I'm not in favour of this sort of thing. I'm not in favour of Tommy's stance on other sections of society. But I'm not wishing to have an argument about that, because I can see at the present time people's emotions are very high. So why I was suggesting anybody coming on from a Tommy point of view is at least they can get some of their emotions off their chest and express exactly what these people are feeling. Because there's always two sides to a coin, right? And these people are suffering emotion as well. And at the end of the day, they do need a voice to actually express that emotion in a constructive way. So having somebody else with a point of view of why these people are here and what they're feeling and what they're going through would be a good idea.
Okay.
So maybe ask the chat for somebody to jump on and just say, hey, this is how I feel about this.
Yeah, but let's talk about it for now. I'm sure. Do you know what I mean?
But are you on Tommy's side? Are you seeing things from Tommy the way you put it across?
Sorry, I don't know who I'm speaking to because I'm on my phone and I can't see the name.
I mean, it's Bells. It doesn't matter who you're speaking to. I'm just asking a question. Are you
okay? Yeah, no problem. No, I'm not particularly a Tommy fan. No, and it's probably through the reasons of what we're seeing now and the concerns that I have about the country going down the wrong route, which is what worries me about how this thing is with following Tommy and where this might lead us. It actually concerns me. It worries me quite a lot. I think our society could break down through this, to be honest.
Do you not think that's part of the plan?
Well, I do because I look a bit higher up. But what worries me is a lot of people don't motion, you know.
Did they really put an Indian man at the front?
And
That's
they're getting
no way at the fence. Hey, was there an Asian man or a black guy? They didn't even give him a mask.
Big up, Babs.
Yes,
Good
Babs.
evening, everybody. How
Yes,
are we
thank you,
all?
old racist.
good evening,
All right.
Babs. Well done, love. Yeah, very good.
Good.
Hi, Bob.
Hi. So Steve, let me ask you a question. Yeah, I just heard you say
Go
like
on.
you're worried about the country going down the wrong route. What do you actually think is the right
Yeah.
route? Because I can't see a way through this at the moment. I don't agree with I mean they're protesting peacefully at the moment. Last night it wasn't. I don't agree with violence. I fucking hate violence. But what is the answer?
Well, I don't. It depends. The answer to what exactly do you mean, Baz?
Well,
Babs.
you just said the country's going down the
The
wrong
answer
route.
to
So what
the,
is the right route? You know, for all the problems. I mean, look.
It looks like my signal might be going. Give me a chance to sort that out.
Okay. Who was it who called me a racist? Just trying to think who else is on here.
Me.
Who's me?
Jedi. No, I'm joking. Motion.
Okay. Right, Motion. I was beginning to like you. I heard you.
Hey, Bab, stop it, man.
Mind. I heard you. Was it you earlier with Nixie putting her in her place?
Oh, for fuck's sake, she's a man. Yeah, listen, anyway. I don't know where you don't get the energy, but yeah, it's cool. It's what it is, man.
It is. You know, like I'm not a racist. Okay, so everybody's heard the thing that I said. The one thing that I said when I was like being, you know, lambasted and fuck knows what else. Yeah, I'm not a racist. One word in a difficult situation doesn't make you a racist.
What was the one thing that you said?
You said what?
Look, this guy was on and he was harassing me, taking the mickey out of me and doing all sorts of different accents. He did an Irish accent, then he did an American accent, and he was really winding me up. And then the next accent he did was a P accent. But I didn't say P, I said, oh, so you're going to do the accent now.
Talk about Pakistan.
Sorry?
Did you mean Pakistan? You said P accent.
Yeah, Paki. Yeah. Paki, yeah. Yeah. And I knew straight away, but he was really winding me up.
Do you normally use that word or is
No.
Okay.
I have Muslim girlfriends. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's nothing but you know, everybody is like, oh, she's amazing.
Are they from Pakistan too?
I'm not. No, of course
no.
I'm
Your
not.
Muslim girlfriends, are they from Pakistan?
Oh yes, they are.
How do they feel about you saying that?
Oh yeah, they you know, they were like, oh, you know, you shouldn't have said it, but they understood because they were actually
what's their names?
They were actually watching
what's their names?
when it happened.
What's their names?
No. I'm not doxing my friends.
Not doxing, but like, what type of names? I don't think you know any Asian female names. I don't think you know any Pakistani female names.
I don't know any Pakistan. Oh, well, that's your opinion. You're allowed to have that opinion. What makes you say that? What? Because I won't tell you what their names are.
No, I thought that before you said it. Before you told me.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay.
No, but to be fair, Babs, yeah, like A lot of people do turn around and say, "No, I'm not racist. I've got black friends," like, and to find out they've actually got 0 black friends. They just work with black people. So it does come across like anybody that would be listening to you would be thinking, "Oh yeah, well, you know, that's what they all say, but they ain't got no Asian friends or black friends." So even if you
Oh,
just to make, even if you were
the
just to
thing
make up
is,
a
at the
name,
end of the day, I'm not a liar. Yeah,
saying that you're
can't
a liar, my
stand people
darling.
who lie. So I'm sorry, but that's quite disingenuous. You don't even know me.
I never called you a liar. I'm just trying to kind of explain the basis of why somebody would say that they didn't really believe that you had Asian friends. You know what I mean? No one. I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out a fact. You don't have to get upset.
You don't even know me to say
Right,
that
well,
all my
I'm going
friends
back
are
somewhere
white.
where I'm actually not going to be thought of as a liar. Goodbye.
Bye.
But
Wow. Nobody was calling her a liar or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, people need to understand that everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But what's your take on this whole thing, Jedi?
Yeah, this chicken is nice.
I can hear you clapping your mouth.
Yeah, sorry.
It
Yeah,
sounded like the girl, like the that video that you did the other day, and she's there talking and she's going, yeah.
I'll be back.
Like he's proper enjoying that chicken.
But
It is a damn true.
yeah, this is what this is cray. I say cray, it's not cray, but it's it's an event, isn't it? It's an event.
To be fair, I feel like this was coming. This kind of protesting was coming.
So let me ask you lot, yeah. As 2 people of color, what should you lot be doing in this? Like, you're both British, you're both born here, I assume. Yeah?
Yeah.
So this is your country too. What are you lot doing about the problems that England's facing with immigration and radical Islam and all these other fears that the rest of the country have? What's your participation in it?
I have no participation in it. Yeah, and that's just me saying that I have to get my priorities right before I can do anything about anybody else. Yes, this situation is upsetting. It really is. Do you know what I mean? But I got to kind of sort me out before I can join in.
And motion?
Boy, I just gotta wait for the result of what's gone on. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Like the justice, this guy will get locked up and that will happen. I just, like I said before, I feel like these kind of events are on the agenda, right? They're on the agenda. And it's just, yeah. I don't think the people in power or those sitting up above, they don't really care about this stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? They're just going to react and tell people what they want you to hear. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
And people are used to that and they're fed up of it. So, you know, like, really, what would they want? What could you give them that's going to quell them and satisfy them? Blood. That's it. You got to think about this. This is old school lynching. That's what it is. It's what they want. They want that guy strung up to that tree. That's what they want.
Yeah.
You make sure today all videos, correspondences shared because we now are targeting the hotel owners, the ones who sold out their country. We want them out of hotels to play. Bill Danforth. Many people have played with the state in Denver, and it's wrong for you to sit back and type a comment and like or dislike a post. It's time to stand like your ancestors did. In the world wars, we did not have phones, devices. Is this your choice of resistance? Their resistance, their choice was unity, community, and that's what made this motherland the best in the world. Now, I ask of you one thing today. It's important. I know frustrations are running high, as they should be, but you must remain calm. The fight will be the day.
We've got a long road ahead of us.
Love will overcome the hate. Ladies and gentlemen, one more thing. Please watch what you are watching on YouTube and social media. I've identified what I call the paper patriots. Their narrative is just to earn money and just promote negativity. We're a positive nation. We must remain positive. We must come together strong, hand in hand, black with white, white with black. Ladies and gentlemen, Christ is king. Christ is king. Christ is king.
What is going on, bro? I bro. Yeah?
I didn't hear what you said, Jedi.
I said they're calling us. They're calling us. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay, yeah, I can hear you. I think it might be a bit of a delay.
Yo, 1 2 1 2.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go on. Can you hear? Can you not hear each other?
Yo.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
They're calling us, Motion.
Calling who?
Black and White Unite and that.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, that's what he said. Didn't you listen? Did you hear? He said, yeah, white with black and black with white.
Did he get a big cheer though? Or was it a small cheer?
A proper one.
Yeah, the proper cheer.
And it's wrong for you to sit back and type a comment and like or dislike a post. It's time to stand like your ancestors did. In the world wars, we did not have phones, devices. Is this your choice of resistance? Their resistance, their choice was unity, community, and that's what made this motherland the best in the world. Now, I ask of you one thing today. It's important. I know frustrations are running high, as they should be, but you must remain calm. The fight will be the day.
We've got a long road ahead of us.
Love will overcome the hate. Ladies and gentlemen, one more thing. Please watch what you are watching on YouTube and social media. I've identified what I call the paper patriots. Their narrative is just to earn money and just promote negativity. We're a positive nation. We must remain positive. We must come together strong, hand in hand, black with white, white with black. Ladies and gentlemen, Christ is king. Christ is king. Christ is king.
Well, get me a fucking crate of Stella, mate. I'll meet you down there.
Yeah, I was calling you. I was like, yo, they're calling, man, fam. Mad. Yeah.
Christ is king. White with black. We must come together strong, hand in hand, black with white, white with black. Ladies and gentlemen, Christ is king. Christ is king. Christ is king. Christ is king. Christ.
There's definitely a lot more energy for Christ is King than black and white, is that? That's why I played it back. I wanted to see the energy that it got. Really, like I really wanted to.
That's why I asked the question, bro.
Hand in hand, black with white, white with black.
That woman and that short guy, they have it. They're like, yeah, fuck that shit.
What's her face?
Look at her face. Yeah,
Watch her come alive.
Oh, the blonde one, the blonde one.
Christ is king.
I'm back in the game. Crisis gang.
I'm in it.
Don't even go to church, you know. Crisis gang. Black and white unite. Yeah. You know when you do the air clap where it looks like you clap, but no noise comes out. Mad.
Yeah, she's not even saying anything. She's just breathing it out.
Crisis gang! 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 Crisis gang!
Your assessment.
We are all yesterday unfolding. We have respect for our fellow humans. We love.
Hold on. Did they pull him back slightly on the
Bro,
fly?
get off the mic, bro. What are you doing?
This guy came forward and said, "Yo, let me touch Mike." He wanted to say, "Yo, Peter and that.
Yeah, he said, check 1, 2, 1, 2.
He had some bars. Yo, you know that moment. But like,
one.
Let me touch Mike. Watch him.
Check. Forward. When the day is street night, can you give me your assessment?
We are all in
Man pull him back.
Yeah, he got pushed back.
Did man pull him back slightly, or am I chatting
When the
shit?
day is street night, can you give me your assessment?
We are
of
all
what you
English
saw
gentlemen in this
yesterday
day.
unfolding
We have respect for our fellow humans. We love. We care.
Let's go over to Street Mike. What's his name? The Street Mike. Wow.
You got more freedom over here.
Huh?
Cause you got more freedom over here.
Not even lying.
No, I mean, like where you can share certain things on the live. You can share your screen and.
Exactly.
You are children protected, no?
Is he still not going to touch Mike yet? He's waiting though.
No, he gave it back to him.
No, this guy here, did he get the mic?
Oh, no, I'm talking about the black guy, because the black guy was on the mic. The other black guy.
Man. You're talking about this one. I'm saying in the background, this is where it was.
In the background, the guy with the sunglasses.
This mic. And
Escalation in severe violence against children. Only a man can do what needs to be done in this country. Men and women to stand up. I'm not calling for things to be burned, people to attack the police. Our anger needs to be at the ones that are making this happen. And things are sat right in there. And we need emergency legislation from the government to deal with knife crime. Because if you don't, scenes like last night will happen all over the country. When you say it needs to be emergency to deal with knife issues that we're seeing in London and the amount of people that have knives, I believe the police need to be given powers to search anyone at any point and randomly.
What? Did you hear what he said?
No, what did he say?
He wants the police to be given the powers to search anyone at any time, at any point, randomly, whatever. Like, what? Why would you want that, brother? Brother, you don't want that, brother. English Terry, welcome.
Hello, thank you very much for having me here.
Oh, well, you don't sound very English, Terry.
Oh, no, I'm from Birmingham.
Okay,
I
welcome.
love to live in Birmingham so much. I love the kebab. I love the tikka masala. It's very good. I love England. I love to live in Birmingham very much so. And I love the white women so much here. I love the English women so much.
Okay.
Do they love you back?
Oh yes, they love me very much.
Is it one-way love?
They love how I smell. They love how I talk. They love me. I get all the women. I get all the English women. They love it. They love it so much. I'm a good cook. I'm a good man. I'm clean.
What's wrong with your? Out of interest, what's wrong with your women?
I don't know what you're talking about right
Why
now.
don't you love your women? Women from your country.
They're they're just not my type, not my sort of vibe and stuff,
Okay.
Women from your country are not your vibe. Is that what you're saying?
I know, England is made of, very, very many ethnicity. I don't know what's the problem with the racism and stuff, man. Like, I was born in this country, and I can share the joy and the resources of this country. The taxpayer, you pay my rent and my food. It's wonderful. The opportunity I get in England is very wonderful.
Are you religious, my friend?
Non-randomly, because that way
Thank you,
you start.
Captain.
And the next thing is, if you possess a gun in this country, you go to prison. If you possess a knife on the streets of this country, you should go to prison. Hey, that's it. And if you take a knife out, for self-defense, you should go to prison. If you're scared, stay at home. Don't come out. Don't bring a knife out. There should be no exceptions. If you bring a knife into the streets of this country, you're going to jail. That's the only way we'll deal with it.
Funny story, Danny. As you know, I was in Southport yesterday when it kicked off. Yeah. Would you like to pass on your condolences to the parents of those three beautiful young ladies, 6, 7, and 9, who lost their lives?
So the first thing that we did when we got here was have a 2-minute silence for those young girls. My daughter is exactly the same age, and when I said goodbye to her today and I looked in her eyes, I realised that could have been her. That could have been her laying on the floor with blood coming out of different stab wounds on her body on the floor. So my message to the people of Southport is we support you, we are with you, and we will always be with you. That's right. Big up. That's right.
But why did it take for such a tragedy for everybody just to come together and do this?
Sometimes that's what it takes.
It's mad. Well,
Sometimes that's what it takes, man. Honestly.
I do hear that, but it couldn't have. Obviously, we know that this couldn't have happened, and it has happened, but it shouldn't have taken for these children to.
It's even in our individual nature as families, right? We come together during funerals and 9 nights, and when someone's sick, that's when you see people come together. Other than that, people just do their own thing. So I think it's just the way that we've been programmed to behave in society. We draw together when we're scared, basically. When we're scared or when we're sad.
That's not how it should be.
We also get together to have a good time as well, to party.
Yeah, well, we try to party. You know what I mean? Yeah, we do.
Get together to party, but we also get together to cry. And apart from that, society is pretty much fragmented. You know what I mean? Communities are not communities anymore. And people are looking for things to belong to. And maybe that makes you slightly vulnerable to somebody that wants to prey on your instinct to, be part of the pack. So people prey on that and play on that and manipulate that, distort what you even think you want to be part of. Therefore, this is called identity politics.
Terrible, mate. Up here, I can't. You need to try and get moving. Yeah, I'm trying to do outside the gates of number 10 Downing Street, and this is only less than 24 hours after we were in Southport, and oh my.
And maybe we may be in the path of some bottles. This may be a strategically bad idea.
So was everyone else. What are you doing that to him when we go? You don't give us any warning. Go on that playground.
Yo, can we see what happened there?
I'm getting out of here.
What, they're going to kettle us in here?
It looks like they're going to.
Good man. Good man. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have a fragmented crowd. Some are over here, some are over there. The police of SCG, the police are... They arrested someone again. They've arrested two people.
Come here. It looks like they're getting ready to cattle. Look at the way the police are.
Yeah, both sides as well.
They're going to cattle you in. I'm getting out of here.
What, they're going to kettle us in here?
It looks like they're going to cattle people.
But how about over there? I mean, I would be the...
No, the ones in here. Just look at what they're doing now.
Really?
He's like, yo, get out of here. They're gonna
Banks ain't never been a hooligan, boy. He will get trampled out there.
What? Over here? I mean,
hello, thank you so much for having me back. I just wanted to say, if there were any beautiful English women that want to text me, I have my phone number. Just ask me in the comment.
Okay. Yeah.
So was everyone else. What are you doing that to him when we go? You don't give us any warning.
You got arrow.
Street mic.
It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
Oh, sorry. So now we have to say it.
Well, there are people getting arrested, right? Well, you not just letting yourself. They've arrested a bunch of people from that section over there. Not really sure exactly why. Yeah, go over there then.
What did he do?
You fucking wanker.
Yeah, what did he do though? What was he doing?
I don't know.
Man just drinks him. Have him. Sorry, go on. Man, I get drapes up for nothing.
Huh?
People are getting drapes up for nothing.
The lady fell over.
Exactly what happened to us, mate.
Any Palestinians like that?
Exactly the same as 2020.
Man's got him in a figure 4 leg lock, bro. What's going on?
Exactly the same as 2020 when we got on there with lockdown, mate. Got smashed up by the police, bro.
People are throwing things. They're arrested. The guy's underwear is out. Literally. The man is pinned. I've never seen a single Palestinian protester like this the entire time for 9 months.
Two-tier policing.
Yeah, does everyone forget the lockdown protest then? Did they forget that? Did they forget what happened there? Because it weren't the first time this has happened.
Listen,
Yeah,
mate.
but not on
Listen,
scale,
mate, you sound like you're a bit Muslim, right? But I'm just saying,
Man.
two-tier policing. You never seen
Yo,
it.
them Babylon, fam, them Babylon look like they're trying to start something, bruv. Yeah.
Yeah.
Telling you. I said this from early out, bro. They've been ready. Now they want to go home. They're like, yo, this ain't overtime for me.
Are you ready to unlock a world of
Sorry, my brother.
Yeah, I said this ain't overtime, bro. I want to go home. You get me? Get that.
Yo, Lee Sullivan, welcome.
Hi, sir. How you doing?
What's good, man? What's good? Talk to me, man.
Interesting show. I was watching it. It's quite good.
Right. So what's your opinions?
My opinion, I had one for you on racism, yeah?
Right.
So if you go by kind of evolution, dark-skinned people came to Europe and became light-skinned people, yeah? We all come from Africa.
Okay.
So hating on dark-skinned people would be hating on my ancestors. And hating on light-skinned people would be hating on dark-skinned people's descendants, given a long enough time frame.
Okay. So basically,
I think the whole racism thing is a bit stupid.
So you think racism is stupid?
Yeah, basically, you're either hating on your ancestors or you're hating on your future descendants.
Okay, man. Okay. What's
One
anyone
day
else?
we're all going to be like elves.
What's anyone else think about that?
I think there's some truth in it, to be honest.
This is what they're talking about when they talk about
Oh, so why put that back on then? It's fucking.
Yeah, man. So what do you think about what's been going on recently? The recent
I
events?
read the same as you. I think I saw the same sort of thing where I would have, if what they're saying is true, then I would have let the guy come in from Rwanda. He seemed like quite a respectful, some guy, a teacher and everything.
Yeah.
And just unfortunately, his son is just gone the wrong way.
Right. So
Is that your take?
when they're shouting "Stop the boats," you don't agree with that?
I think I voted for reform, and I think it all gets a bad rap. I was watching Nigel Farage, and he was at the Chiroza. What's his name? The heavyweight boxer Chiroza, who was fighting at the weekend.
Okay.
He went to the reform. He went to one of the reform rallies, and he was with him. It's not about stopping any colour. It's just about stopping mass, immigration, more people than we can vet and we can house and we can, if you're a young person today, buying a house is near on impossible.
Is that because of immigration?
Too many people. No, it's too many people in the country.
That's why.
And that's what I said earlier in the other live about just the UK on a whole scale. It's overpopulated.
Yes, isn't it? You get people from every country, but you get people who make the country better. If you're going to get 3 million people in a year, like the size of Manchester, like they were saying, and then you're talking to young people, whoever you are, go buy a house, you can't afford to do it.
So personally, I don't think I'm unable to buy a house is because of the amount of foreigners that have come in the country. Number one, house prices. No. I don't think it's about even the demographics and how many people there are in the country. A lot of homes are owned, a lot more than there used to be. And years ago,
if there were empty houses, do you think they'd be cheaper?
Say that again.
If there were empty houses lying around, do you think they'd be cheaper?
Well, a lot of them would have been council houses that people have bought and housing associations that people have bought. And they didn't. Let me finish, bro. They didn't replace them. They didn't replace them because they only made developers have a small have to build a small amount of social housing, and that's been the problem why people can't buy a house. And then the other factor is rich people are buying up houses, putting up rent prices, so people can't afford a mortgage. Like it's there, you know.
Yeah, my parents went and bought a derelict house in the 80s for £7,000.
You see,
it was empty. Nobody was living in it.
Yeah, and that's and you know what? If you've got the money to do up a derelict building, then definitely go for something like that, because you're gonna pay. It's gonna be cheap. You're gonna just build pretty much a brand new place on there if you've got the money to do that. However, if you don't, the reason you can't isn't because of refugees coming in on a boat. It definitely isn't.
Do you reckon some of
This
it
is what
might?
they're talking about when they talk about two-tier policing, people.
It's funny that all you guys come out, all the big fuckers. Yeah. I know people in the old history too.
Just filming, that's all.
Are you the gentleman from Turning Point UK? Yes, mate. Hi, how you doing? So my name is Hafiz. I'm from the Hafiz Reflects, my YouTube channel. UK? Yes, mate. Hi, how you doing?
Just filming, that's all.
Are you the gentleman from Turning Point UK? Yes, mate. Hi, how you doing? So my
just filming, that's all.
Are you the gentleman from Turning Point UK? Yes, mate. Hi, how you doing?
Jedi.
Yo, listen, hi, how you doing? Hi. Hi.
How come you didn't go to this one, Jedi?
Huh?
How come you never went to this one?
What? This? What did it? Oh my god. To be pent up with these look. Nah, that'd be crazy.
Just filming, that's all.
Are you the gentleman from Turning Point UK? Yes, mate. Hi, how you doing? So
hi. Hi, how you doing?
my name is Hafiz. I'm from the Hafiz Reflects, my YouTube.
There's what? Hafiz now. What? Yeah, which kind of reinvention? Hafiz Reflects. What?
Yeah, that's his new channel name, man. That's what he's doing. Yeah.
Hafiz. Is that his actual? Is that he's using his real name now? Basically, is that Banksy's name? Hafiz.
Yeah.
Hafiz Reflects. Okay.
My YouTube channel.
Banksy was better though. You know what I mean? It's more snazzy.
Yeah, but
I've seen you give some amazing speeches. It's really, really good stuff.
We're all doing our bit, you know.
So, do you mind if I catch you on camera for a minute? I want to commentate and say this is a gentleman from Turning Point UK who's given some amazing speeches in regards to Islam, Islamification of Britain. What are your thoughts on like what has transpired in the last few days?
Sure. So the straw that broke the camel's back was years ago. The people are being lied to by the government. They're being lied to by the mainstream media. Law enforcement knows it. The government knows it. And essentially, the slaughter of innocents will push any nation, any tribe, any man over the edge. And that's what we're seeing here. We see a protest gathering saying absolutely no more. The problem then is there's 200 police essentially there to instigate problems, and then we have another problem on top of the lies and the deceit and that which everyone is so very tired of. What happened to those 3 little girls and those people that have been hurt it's not the final nail in the coffin. That was years ago. We need answers. We need to know who these people are when they commit the most heinous of crimes. We need honesty with the public about who they are. That will ease the situation rather than lying about it.
So do you think that claiming that this young boy was 17 is deliberate? Do you think that the claiming that this young boy was 17 is actually somewhat deliberate? Some people are saying that he may not actually be 17.
Hugely problematic when something like this. Let me ask the public. Let me ask you. Let me ask the question: who wakes up in the morning, grabs a knife, goes to a dance recital class, and stabs little girls?
Yeah, who does that? Based on what? Like, what was the what? And arrived in a cab. Who takes a cab? Like, what? And you know what I mean? It don't even make no sense.
6-year-old.
That's not hatred. That's not indoctrination. That's not brainwashing. That's a level of evil that can only be distributed by someone who has been so radicalized by whomever for whatever to say the biggest.
That sounds like some very proud of something that you do in America. Jumping out of a plane with a knife to go and commit some crime.
Was it so radicalized? We've not even confirmed man's religion. He's saying he has to have been radicalized.
Who said this is down to religion?
It might not be the same, but let me ask this question. Peter Sutcliffe, was he radicalized?
Could have been.
Myra Hindley, Fred Rest, Harold Shipman. Now, obviously, all their crimes are different, but were they radicalized? Because they all did evil, heinous things. I think that what he's doing is he's looking at it through a lens of like the information he's been like gorging on, and that's all anti-Islam. So in his head, without a doubt, it has to be an Islamic connection to it.
Yeah, but it could also be a satanic cult as well.
But he doesn't seem to be considering that. He's like, this is someone that's been radicalized. But when he says radicalized, he obviously doesn't mean the broader sense. He's being,
we know what he's trying to insinuate, what he's implying, but he's trying to be clever with the words that he's choosing.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Because usually when people say radicalized, you're talking about a terrorist group. Yeah, you're somebody's committing a terrorist act, and that's based off of Muslim, the Muslim religion. Like, so he's trying to be clever.
Yeah,
that's what I get from him.
Yeah.
Radicalized is where somebody tells you to do it or encourages you to do it.
Mm.
And this, I think this is just like with a lot of the youth today. They're just allowed to do what they want. If the parents hit them, then they get reported to police, and it's just like a very, a weak generation.
Does anybody know? Does anybody know who the Order of Nine Angles is?
No.
Well, they radicalise people, and they're a satanic cult, and they radicalise people for political purposes as well.
Yeah, we don't know the full story, so anything is possible. But it just seems the story that they're doing on X or whatever is he just wanted to replicate what happened in his own country, in this country, and it just seems like he's been allowed his, from that story, it seems like he's just been allowed his views, his imagination to flourish and just get on with it instead of just being slapped and told he's an idiot.
Yeah, there's also a story of a guy in the northeast who was radicalised. Hello, Sarah. There's also a story of the guy in the northeast that was radicalised by the Order of Nine Angles to actually attack a school. And if Jedi was to bring that up on the computer, you might see it. Because if you put the Order of Nine Angles in, the first headline that come up is this gentleman.
Who? Which gentleman?
Guy in the northeast, a young lad.
Okay.
It happened in 2022.
Big up everyone.
What's going
One thing I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's a lot of playing around with semantics and language, and it's very dangerous. And there is a big difference between an illegal immigrant, an asylum seeker, and a refugee. And what they've done is asylum seekers and refugees are both legal statuses in this country. So they've lumped all of them together as illegal immigrants. An illegal immigrant would be somebody like who overstays their visa and doesn't declare it and just hides, just so you don't find them. An asylum seeker who gets all these resources and this aid, whether it's a hotel stay, whether it's that weekly amount, that is somebody who's going through an application. They're going through a process. And while they're going through the process, according to international law and the UK law, they have to be provided with basic necessities. If the application is approved or whatever, then they become refugees. But what they've done is very cleverly lumped them all together as illegal immigrants. And that's what they're running with. Everybody's an illegal immigrant. They're not illegal. They've told the government, we are here, we need help. And that's why they get the money and the hotels, whatever they get.
One thing I've heard is an asylum seeker seeks refuge in the first safe country they get to. They don't travel across the whole of Europe. I watched one where the people were going to Sweden and they were asked why they were going to Sweden. It's because they give out the most money.
It's wherever they get, no, it's wherever they declare themselves, like they show, I'm here in the country, I need help. Whatever country it is. If they get to the UK doing that, they've got to the UK doing that.
But you've got to France first.
But then France didn't get them, so they ended up in the UK, and that's the first country that they declared their needs or
you've got to go across the channel and almost kill yourself to get here. But you're in France. You're in a safe country.
Not necessarily, not for everybody. Not for everybody. France isn't very safe for everybody. There's a lot of racism in France. They may not have felt safe.
There's more black people in France than there is here.
If you've been to France, you know the racism there is really bad. Like the racism there is unbelievable. I don't know if you've ever been to France.
Yeah.
They have whole ghettos. The racism to the point where people have to change their names on applications for jobs because as soon as they see their names, they don't get the jobs. Like France is really bad.
So this country is really good.
It's not as racist. It's not as racist, I will tell you that. And if they're seeking protection and they've got their children or whatever, they will come to a place they deem safer.
Would you say this was the least racist country in Europe?
Oh.
The least...
Because they've had to cross the channel to get here. So it must be pretty good.
I would say it's one of the safest, 100%.
Probably the best, isn't it?
That'd be fantastic.
Maybe let's not push it. Like, let's not play with the up-leveling adjectives, but it's not up-level adjectives, but it is one of the safest. Like, I can't. Like in Europe, yeah.
White people here are great, aren't they?
Yeah, pat your back a bit more, mate. No, but honestly, I think it's very dangerous playing around with semantics. Just call them what they are. These people are asylum seekers, which is a legal status. And if they have an issue with that, they need to go to the government and make them change the laws.
They all seem to be fighting age men, though.
Who said that?
Well, 90-something% of them are.
Based on what? Where did you get that figure from?
What happens to their women? Do they not care about them? They not look after them?
Maybe the women couldn't travel they couldn't travel and they couldn't take that dangerous journey. Maybe that's why.
If my woman was being attacked in another country, I'd be protecting her.
Have you ever been in that? Because you're very there's no empathy, there's no compassion. You're very dismissive.
I'd die for it.
You don't know what type of difficult situations these people have come from.
I wouldn't leave them.
But where did you get this statistic from anyways? Have you got like a link or?
On the boats, it's like, you can look it up on Google. It's like 90-something%.
No. Where did you get it from?
I was just watching information.
Yeah, have you got a link for us?
I don't keep a booklet. I just rung up the show to have a chat.
Yeah, I'm going to have to dismiss it because you don't really have evidence.
Well, you can look at the boats.
I'm sorry.
You can look at a boat. You can see with your
I'm
own
going to throw that
eyes.
figure out the window until you can give me evidence, right?
Look at a boat.
Of the people that come here
Your eyes will not lie to you.
maybe
Maybe get the evidence and then we'll talk about it, yeah?
I don't know. Is it a thing that people can send for their children once they get their stay?
Well, when they're already dead by then, aren't they?
Yeah, Commonwealth visas do that. When the parents come over, they can apply for a Commonwealth visa for their children.
Hypothetically, let's say that's true. Either it could be for fat money as well, because it's very expensive. A lot of these people they have to go for a lot of money or they owe people. There's so many different scenarios that people are in.
It's 600 quid each for a Commonwealth visa.
Why would you put them in a dangerous on a boat? Like that's
I think
a huge risk.
Like when the Titanic sank, they didn't say put the men on first. They said to put the women on first. So you're going to send somebody out of the country. You send your wife.
We're talking about real life now. This is real life. You're referring to a film. Like who cares about Jack and Bloody Boy?
Anyway, we're building all this on a statistic we have no evidence on. That's why I'm saying dismiss the foundation, which is that statistic, which we have no evidence for. Until you get the evidence that 90% of the people coming in, these asylum seekers,
ask the host.
Anything built on that
if there was one space on a boat, would he send his wife or would he leave her there and come himself?
Who's coming himself,
All right, so do you want the stats?
Yeah, go on,
yes,
go
please.
On.
From the government stats here. So it's separated, yes, separated by both age and male and female. So first category, 17 and under, 13% male, 7% female, 18 to 29, 38% male, 8% female, 30 to 49, 22% to 9%, and 50 to 69, 2% to 1%.
So what's our average then?
Well, I make you maybe right. I make it a higher percentage of males, regardless of what the end result is. Those statistics say that there's a disparity. Now, what is the reason of the disparity? I don't know. Women and children being able to travel, make them long journeys, maybe because of the hard. I have no idea. Maybe women.
2019, it was 89% of applicants were male.
Oh, there you go.
As males, they seem like males are more useful. I can't remember what community it is.
So I don't know why it sounds like you're talking in your pillow or something.
Oh, I don't know. It's been giving me problems all day. I do apologize. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, so sorry. No, because what it is, there was one documentary I did watch. Can't remember what it was, so I'm just kind of like rummaging through my brain. But basically, they will allow more males because they see males as more useful to the commodity. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas they see women as housemakers or housewives. You know, that there's not much that a woman can do that a man can do, and that's how it's all more or less looked at, and that's how they still use it today to measure the amount of male asylum seekers or immigrants, as they want to put it, coming in.
But I tell you something, right? I'll tell you something. Years ago, I went through a situation where I was trying to get housing, and I was told that I wasn't in the priority category, so I'd have to go private, right? Which was, and obviously the priority categories was pregnant, female, single woman, them kind of thing there, such and stuff. But refugee or asylum seeker was in there, right? Now I'm gonna say this, and as someone that's born here and paid taxes here, I don't think another man of a working age should have a priority of housing over me. Is that wrong to say?
Even if his family, even if he's like he's fleeing from, even if he had a good job and everything or whatever, now he's fleeing from war.
But he's gonna get housing benefits and make them pay the private rent. Why should I not have security?
Yeah, he shouldn't be a priority over you as somebody
not for council property. No, not for council.
He shouldn't.
If you want to pay for him to have a private rented accommodation, do something like that. But people born here and that pay into the system shouldn't have to be told, no, you can't have a council tax house because some man came over. If it was a female, with her children, I can understand.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
You understand me? I'm not heartless like that. But men, no.
The thing is about the men coming first. I don't know why nobody thinks that makes sense. Like, the man comes first and he makes it safe for the rest of the family to come over. Women and children are vulnerable.
Okay, here's why it doesn't make sense. Because your asylum meaning refuge from
a war.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so then that means
It doesn't have to be a war. You might be,
automatically should entail that there is a danger or a threat that you are fleeing from. And if you are fleeing from a danger and threat, how have you left the most vulnerable people?
Right,
Sometimes
but the danger and threat is usually upon the men, isn't it?
Like Eritreans, for example, a lot of the men
get
come
raped
out
and killed.
just because it's more of a threat for them. So what they do is they leave, and it's a very treacherous journey. Like, you're going through deserts.
Women used to go the same distances as men since caveman times. We didn't leave them; they all walked with us.
I know a lot of people from my in-law side who have gone through similar journeys, and a lot of the men did have to come out first because the desert journey is so treacherous. A lot of women would not be able to survive it.
Okay, one second. So
what
the
they
man's
do is
come out
they
first.
come. It's more for politics. It doesn't have to necessarily be a war. It could be a political situation.
Wait, Sarah. The man's gone through the desert. So how does that? So the woman's not going to go through.
No, as in she won't. There's no immediate, because the threats are different. It could be that a man's running for politics. It could be that he wants a better life for his family to the point where he knows that they can't get that in their country. Like, Eritrea is quite a difficult country. A lot of men are forced to work in the service.
Yeah, but I think that's Eritrea, though. I think you can't liken it to Eritrea.
There's a lot of African immigrants do go through that process of going through that. Because when I lived in Egypt, there was a lot that went through that desert process.
Yeah, but I don't think. Go on. I don't. Sorry. Go on.
No, but I'm saying, yeah. So it's not just Eritrea. I've seen Somalis, I've seen Sudanese, I've seen a lot of them. And
that's Africans, though. That's Africans. I'm saying to you, listen.
Yeah.
When these people are saying that they're getting bombed, right? Bombed, attacked, military, bloody, big 50 cal, fully automatic weapons and all them kind of thing there, right? And that's what you're in danger of. Those things can clap anybody. They can clap anybody. That is a totally different situation to Eritrea and stuff like that. Yes, there's been things that have gone on. I'm not denying that. But these people are saying that they're fleeing from bombs and genocide pretty much, right? This is what they're saying they're fleeing from. So the men are leaving. Isn't it better to risk the journey, to take the journey with your family for their safety? Because you don't know when a bomb's going to hit them. You're in England now living safe, saying I made it safe for you in England. That doesn't make no sense whilst they're still in danger.
But a lot of
these really make sense.
Big up family, yeah, big up. Big up. No, it's emotion. It's not the best option for them. They're not gonna do that. If they're going to do something, they're gonna drop the wifeys or the families and the nearest country next to the country they're fleeing from, and then they coming up over here, try to find a job, send the money, and then make the families fly over and not take the same journey. You see?
So they've got their family safe already and they decide to come further out?
Not fully safe, bro.
Their money, though.
Yeah.
So you send that money to Eritrea, they manage to get into Sudan, but they won't be able to go further than Sudan.
Exactly.
Is Sudan safer for them?
If he's sending the money, yeah, or also would have to go back to Eritrea. What are they going to live off? Because there's no system in Sudan. Like, you literally, what are you going to do? So
and there's also war over there.
Eritrea, those people, because it's such a close border, they'll get into Sudan and then they'll take care of them till they fly them to where they are.
It's about living comfortably,
Same thing
guys,
with
isn't
Syria,
it,
they go
really,
to
ultimately? When you think about it, it's about living comfortably. Okay, right. On the other end, you can be like, oh, we don't have room here, or by them doing that, it's taken away from us, right? But they're human beings at the end of the day, and they just want an opportunity to survive. So they're going to do whatever they can to do that, and we would all do that. Now, if I said, right, you guys, if you travel to Germany, they're going to let you in, and they're going to give you 500 quid or whatever to get yourself started up, but you can earn gold there. People are going to go.
Germany went through
I'm making an example. Come on.
World War II.
All right, fuck Germany,
their
then somewhere
country
else.
in about 40 years with men.
Oh my gosh.
Why don't
Anywhere,
these people rebuild their country?
listen.
Become the
Anywhere
strongest
else,
country in
another
Europe.
country. Oh my gosh, Antarctica. Then shush. So you can go to Antarctica, and you're going to get gold by living there. You're going to do everything you can do to give your family a better life, especially if you don't have a great life here. Even in England, people are going to do it. So it's just about people surviving and wanting to be comfortable. People go from lots of different parts. So some people come from different parts of African countries, and they travel all through different parts of Africa just to get to Italy.
They want to live off someone else's comfort.
No, it's
they don't want
because
to
of
make
what.
it in their own country. They're too lazy and weak.
No, no.
Sorry,
no.
what did
You've
he say?
obviously never been to any other country then.
to hear
You've
him
never been
say
to
it
any
again.
other country.
Yeah, I know. What did he? I didn't hear that.
What did he say? What did he say,
No,
actually?
Privilege.
My dude, repeat that, because what you just said sounded very, like...
Yeah.
privileged.
Repeat it, please.
Yeah, please repeat what you just said.
Well, in Germany, they went through World War II. Their country was completely destroyed. They rebuilt it in about 40 years, made it the strongest country in Europe. Why
By
aren't these
whom?
people rebuilt?
Who did they get help from? Who did they take
let him speak,
labor from? The
Please don't
Turkish people,
interrupt
right?
him. Hold on. Please
Oh,
don't.
okay,
let
okay.
him speak, let him speak.
Ali, I want you to know that I'm the host of the show. I want you to know that you're free to speak and say what you want. Obviously, like we try to stick with the YouTube guidelines, but in general, like whether people agree or disagree, you have the right to say what you want and it will be respected. So don't feel like it's a one-sided thing, right? And you lot just give him a chance to say what he's saying without
interrupting
He's
him. Yeah.
Okay, I'm fall back. Okay,
All right, please, Lee, can you continue?
Well, I'll just say one more time. Germany went through World War II, well, World War I before that. Their country was completely destroyed. They rebuilt it within about whatever it was, 50 to 90, so 40 years. They've built this pretty much the strongest economy in Europe. So why aren't these people rebuilding their own country? Make their country great.
All right, Axum.
Germany built up their country on the backs of who? Do you know that?
Well, you can rebuild it off anybody you want. Africa's selling their minerals and
On the
stuff
back?
to
No,
China.
I'm asking you. Do you know about who? Do you know?
They would have got American help. They would have got
The
help from
Turks.
America.
The Turks.
I wouldn't say it's just the Turks, but they would have got help
No,
from
but a couple of million of them building up the country because they went to Turkey and picked up all the Turks and put them in Germany to build up the country.
That's why there's such a lot of Turkish people there. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
man.
I didn't know there's
Yeah,
lots
man.
of Turkish people in Germany.
A couple of millions, bro.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah, loads.
Yeah.
I don't know
So,
Europe. It's mad.
Yeah, and this guy doesn't know
I
Africa because he's calling these people lazy. This is the thing.
Neocolonialism.
You know what?
You know what I mean? Economic advantages that you guys have through neocolonialism, through the policies you put in, international policies you put in place, through playing around with people's currency. There's so many things in play, nuances that you're just sort of brushing over.
And also, you sound really.
I didn't mention this country. I mentioned Germany.
It's a European country.
No, you did, bro. You mentioned Africa.
Yeah, you did say African country.
Yeah, you said that the people are lazy. That's what you said. The people are lazy because I mentioned about people from different African countries traveling through the whole of Africa to try and get to places like Italy.
He never said Africans were lazy.
Can I ask a question?
No, I said that. I was saying that I was talking about Africans, and he said that's because people are lazy.
Let me ask you a question.
I hear about Africa is
Lee, let me
corrupt.
ask you a question, Lee. You see, when it comes to Great Britain, are you British, brother?
Well,
no, he's English.
Sorry,
I'm English. I've got Irish. I've got a touch of black. I've got a touch of Welsh. Yeah, I'm English though, but I've got
you're English. Are you English or Irish or what?
I'm English.
You're English. Okay. Do you think that England amassed its wealth through hard work?
Some of it, and some of it through colonization, and I'll touch on that.
Okay.
If you're going through colonization, in a time where everybody was killing everybody, we were slaves to the Romans. If you're going to be the best at something, of like, if you're going to be the best, like people are conquering each other's country, there's nothing to be ashamed of being the best at it. Everybody was doing it, but we were the best at it.
What's quite strange is you're going all the way back to Romans. We don't need to go that far. It's crazy. Why are we going so far back?
You want?
No, sorry, that's so far back. It's almost ridiculous. It's almost ridiculous. Yeah, it's almost ridiculous. It was so far back. Let's talk about what affects us. Sorry. So you being slaves to the Romans, how is it still affecting you as a British or English person?
I'm just going on about people conquering each other.
Yeah,
this happens throughout history.
Right, okay. So then now, what can we not just say that immigrants are trying to conquer the UK then? Or the Muslims? It happens, it's history. It happens. Chill out.
Do you think that's what's happening?
Of course I don't, but there's a bunch of idiots in central London that do.
Do you like how Iran is?
Huh? Do I like what?
How Iran is at the moment.
Iran's living under oppression, unfortunately.
There was a girl who wouldn't wear her hijab, and the police beat her so hard she died in prison.
That's not Islam. Yeah, it's oppression. It's not Islam, unfortunately. But they want to claim that it is. That's the point that I'm making. They want to claim it's Islam.
Women should wear the hijab?
Sorry, you can't. But there's no compulsion in Islam. You can't force anybody to wear a hijab.
They do it around.
Ultimately,
I think a woman
they do, but you're not understanding what I just said.
Has as much right to wear a scarf as a woman has to go on OnlyFans and strip naked. I think they both have a right to do whatever they want. How about that?
I agree.
Yeah, same way you guys have rights. People have rights to strip naked and do all types of foolishness. People have a right to wear a scarf. So it is
100%, Sarah. But he's talking about
British values. This democracy is a huge.
Talking about the right to wear it.
Freedom of expression is a British value.
He's talking about Iran, though. He's talking about how people are treated in Iran, and in Iran they're treated completely wrong.
He's talking about being forced to wear it to the point where you could be beaten to death. That's what.
Which is completely wrong and against Islam. It's against Islam. But Muslims know that. Muslims will say about that. We don't agree with Iran. Muslims don't agree with Iran's policy.
Nobody's done communism right.
Sorry?
It'll work next time. They say nobody's done communism right. They say, oh, we'll do it better next time.
And secondly, Iran follows a specific branch of Islam that the majority of the country, majority of the world, a lot of them are Sunni. They are a specific, even if we say Shi'ism, they're a specific form of Shi'ism.
They seem to be doing. Is it Saudi Arabia? They seem to be a bit more tolerant of things now.
To a degree.
Tolerant is quite interesting.
I don't know about the word, but they are more free.
A question, Monsieur Lee. Sorry, I cannot see. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid to happen to UK?
I'm not afraid of anything. I just think, like, if we were in Africa and an African country says, I want to stay as an African country with our values, I would say to them, yes, you should be able to stay the way you want. So if people in the UK say they want to stay a certain way, is that bad?
No, of course not.
What is the way they want to stay?
What's the values, yeah.
What's the way that they want to stay?
Tolerant of everybody. You know, being gay isn't a sin. I'm not gay, but, you know, being gay isn't a sin. You know, you watch videos of people being thrown.
Wait, 1 second.
Yes, it is.
1 second. The Bible says it's a sin, and the protesters here and at all the last events have been chanting Christ is King. So they're obviously Christians, and their book is the Bible, and in the Bible it says homosexuality is an abomination. Yeah, it literally says
abomination.
The Church of England is supporting the LGBTQ blah blah blah.
Right, and you know what they're doing? Exactly, and what they're doing is what Iran's done.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're changing the laws of the religion to suit them.
But you, Lee, say it's not a sin. You're not Christian then.
I was brought up a Christian. I would say I'm agnostic.
Okay. Cool.
There could be I live my life
there
could be a God.
The thing is, one of the things that the patriots and that want is English values, right? Do you believe in English values?
Sometimes it's hard to define what
Okay,
I would say. English.
you believe that this is a Christian country?
I think Christianity has the best value system.
Is it a Christian country?
Go off the Ten
You said you want
Commandments.
people in England. You said people in England want things to stay the way that they are or that they were.
Not exactly the way they are, but similar to how they are. You're never going to have it exactly.
So you want to be able to bend the rules for the benders, but nothing. But keep the rest.
Not
of the
everybody
rules.
else.
Interesting.
I think the problem is like you keep religion and state separate, don't you? In this country, religion and state are pretty much separate.
No, it's not a Christian country. You don't want it because first and foremost, you've got to figure out with this lot that's on the screen now that you've decided it's no longer a Christian country. Because I went out there on Saturday and everyone was telling me it's a Christian countries. They got Christian values. Christ is king.
Yeah, Christ.
FU to the West.
Yeah, the FU.
Christianity, whoever the individual is, no one does that because they're mentally ill. That's another level of evil. We deserve answers, and at the moment, law enforcement spending millions on policing what doesn't need it at all. Hundreds of police. That's there to inflame. That's there to heighten. And again, it causes these multiple layers of problems. We need honesty and transparency. Why aren't MI5 deporting people? And what's the reason behind these attacks? The people deserve to know.
Do you know what was the instigator or what was the catalyst for the riots in Southport yesterday? Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not aware of that at all. All I know, again, we need confirmation and free and fair press. The reality is a man in a balaclava who was tooled up with a knife was found very near the vigil.
And also he apparently fled and hid in a mosque.
Well, that had nothing to
Wasn't
do.
that debunked?
That had no. There was a man that had a knife, I believe a pen knife, but a flick knife, but he was near the location of the vigil, but not at the vigil. He was arrested, isolated. So that's not why this kicked off. I don't know why they keep mentioning it. It's like almost unrelated.
Okay. Yeah, I did
They
hear
need an
something.
excuse.
No, you know what? It's funny because if you listen to it again, he's actually very selective with his words. And you're talking about the individual he's talking about the individual who's doing the stabbing, but in the same breath, he's saying that they need to be deported. But he was born here, so you're talking about his parents that need to be deported.
Who needs to be deported? Yeah.
Something to do with the mosque.
Again, I don't know, but we need transparency.
There are pictures of him whilst he was being arrested. I've seen it on X, and he was definitely a Muslim.
We got to ask ourselves the question:
Oh my God!
What was he wearing? A five?
Banksy is shameless, bro.
I can't believe
He had a five on.
Is that
on his head.
Banksy? Is that Banksy?
Yeah, we've seen pictures.
Yeah.
And he was definitely a
Muslim. No way.
Because he was wearing a 5. That's what it was.
He wasn't.
He believes in blood and soil, doesn't he?
No, it was. He was wearing a 5. He had a couple of Caspian beads and stuff.
No,
That's what it was. He saw it. He had a miswak in his mouth. He was chewing a miswak.
He believes in blood and soil. He believes in blood and soil.
Better chewing the miswak than using it to beat his wife.
No, this is true.
Mud.
He believes in blood and soil, doesn't he?
Do you not hear the selective talk that he's coming off with?
Yeah.
And then he said, I don't know if it's true. We need more transparency. He blurted out a bunch of statements and was like, I don't know.
I don't know, though.
People being radicalized. Anjam Chowdhury, he got his life. He got his court date. Now he's got life. Does he have sleeper terrorists?
So every trigger word, every
exactly.
I'm just saying that there's truth to the Anjam Chowdhury thing, though. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna speak on it no more. But those that remember. But yeah, there's truth to that whole Anjam Chowdhury thing. I told people laughed at me. But yeah.
What in this situation?
No, to the fact that of like kind of think what things he was up to, and yeah, man.
He's an agent, man. He was a lawyer. He's an agent. He knows exactly what knows about.
He was an agent. Is that you dismissing the thing? Yo, that's your brother, fam. That's your ahi. Bro, what are you
And he's a lawyer. Don't forget he was a lawyer. I don't know why people are playing games with that guy. He was a lawyer. He knows exactly what he's doing and how to.
There's a lot of agents on both sides. Do you know what I mean? A lot of agents on both sides.
Yeah,
Imagine being
100%.
privy to like knowing, like, you know, everyone suspects Tommy. Well, lots of people suspect Tommy of being agents and rare, but undoubtedly there's people in the movement, close people that actually, do you know what I mean? Proper affiliated agents.
Oh,
and
100%.
whether the leadership know or not, it's weird because when we was, who was it that got infiltrated recently? Some guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Anjum. I think it was Anjum Towdy, and they were talking about how they were on his forums, these little forums that he set up in North America, and like they had agents from Canada, they had agents from USA, another agent from somewhere else. You get me? And they're feeding like it's just packed with agents, undercover operatives, and that.
Yeah.
Bury them all over the spot.
And they will mix and they will live in the country. They will marry the laymen. They will.
Yeah,
and you
they were
probably think they're part of
unalive.
the community, and then one day you find out when they disappeared that they were CIA.
Or you don't find that.
Many
You hear that.
times.
You don't find that because they were killed, innit?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Man just disappears one day. No one sees him. He's
Oh,
got 10
he's in
kids in
jail.
like Yemen. Like what?
You never see man again. That's it. Out of sight, out of mind. I think there's a lot of that on both
It's definitely
sides.
something to exploit. Definitely.
So, Lee, are you, did you go to the Tommy rally on Saturday?
No, it's not my thing. But yeah, I listened to him speak after the attack, and I agreed with what he said.
You reckon that the government's lying, and it's a Muslim?
Well, I think there's certain things they do. There's another channel which spoke about one thing they do. They said they have everything pre-planned, so if anything bad goes wrong, like the London Bridge, they have all this reel they put out, like unity and we love each other, and it all comes out like instantly because it's all prepared. If you get my meaning, it's like they know it's going to happen, so they just prepare all this unity, love together, and they bang it out straight after the attack.
Okay, so where's the unity, love together shit? Where's that?
Well, they just have like they have it all organised, and they can put.
Something that's happening now in Southport, and where is the unity, love stuff? Where's that? Why is it not being rolled out now?
Well, you have the Prime Minister go up.
We got 3 kids then.
Yeah.
So why is it not getting rolled out then?
I don't know if they're quite prepared for it at that point, but it'll probably happen.
Well, I'm confused. You just said what? I'm confused, Lee. You said that they roll it out after a major event, like, and they've got shit prepared, so they roll it out. I'm saying a major event has just taken place. Where's the rollout, brother?
They have the whole thing, like everybody come together, everybody stick together.
All right, but where is it though? Because it's not here. That's the whole point. Where is it? We had a riot. That's what we got. A police van on fire.
Yeah, I don't think it's the right.
Woolly van, we call it.
I don't think at the time of the riot, it's probably not the right time to bring out the unity.
After 3.
Yeah, but the riot wasn't even on the day of the thing happening. So what's that?
I was more on about the London Bridge. It's just what I heard. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's just like a conspiracy I've heard. I'm not saying I've been there and I've seen it all and I know it's happening. It's just.
Can I ask you a question, Lee? Lee, what do you think will take for mega to happen? I just wanted to say mega. Make England great again happen. What needs to be done?
I don't know. I think we need to change the way we are in society. I think we go back to the thing where the school teacher could smack you around the back of the head and that sort of thing, and keep people in line as they're growing up, and you learn to live a good life, good values. I think it would start, from school.
Right, I agree with that point. I've said that. But what else? What about the you were saying about English values and stuff like that? So, like, Muslims have been here since the 1700s, right? I think people forget that. Like, they've been here since the 1700s. So we've never had problems like this before. What's changed? Why are Muslims the enemy now?
Well, I think that's a bit disingenuous because they've got footage of people in the 1900s, and I didn't see many Muslims, walking among them.
That doesn't matter. It's an idea. It's a way of life, right?
I didn't see one.
You didn't see, but the point is, there's records to prove. Sorry, the point is, there's records to prove that they've been here from that time.
It was probably one.
The oldest mosque was built in the 1700s, I think, in the UK, which means that they were here from that time, right?
I believe you.
So, but if they're not conducive to society, how are they being able to survive like 300 odd years? I didn't even do the math right. Whatever, 400 years.
I think they're more on about who has control of society.
So you think the Muslims do?
They will do.
Why? This is interesting. As I'm a Muslim, I want to know how we can get control of society. What is it you think that we're doing as a group? Because I'm just living my life, raising kids. But apparently, me and my community, we're doing something to take over. So what are we doing?
Yeah, I would like to do that as well.
You hear about bringing in Sharia law. They do studies bringing in Sharia law into the country.
Do you know what Sharia law is?
I know a few bits of it.
Just a few bits of it. Okay. Do you know any country in the world that practices?
Okay. Good. Do you mind if I interview you for 2 minutes? Thank you so much. Let me get the microphone out. That's my microphone. Okay, could you please first of all introduce yourself to the audience that might not know you, and also what are your thoughts about the things that happened in the last couple of days?
I'm Harman. I am just a normal citizens who want my country back from clutches of this irresponsible system and spineless politicians. I'm here because it's not about the boats, illegal immigrants, or whatever is happening. It's because the system is not right. They created a system due to which the criminals are roaming on the street with machetes, killing kids, because they allow it. There is no fear in the criminals. Why? Because they allowed it. I'm today here because these bastards.
Sikhs were in the EDL.
Thank you for that, brother. I was waiting for the bastard.
I know you lot was all tempted to look. He's done it already. I was gonna. I stopped it. I said, don't. But I realized I was on mute, and before I got to say it,
I had to bite my tongue.
Yeah, I know you all wanted to say it, man. Allow it, man.
Where's Snakes?
I ain't biting my tongue on that, bro. That's a free pass, bro.
That's a free one, yeah.
There was so much emphasis in that all.
Because they allowed it. I'm today here because these bastards, these spineless police, these spineless politicians, they allowed it to happen. That's why I'm here. That's what the reason they did it. Not that guy killed that ladies, girls. Nobody else attacked that army officer. They killed that girls. They are responsible for those girls, not that boy, because they allowed it. That's my pain. That's my anger. That's my anger.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay.
His arms are incredibly hairy.
Nah.
I thought it was like a woolly jumper. A woolly jumper for a second.
No neck. Some no neck Sikh, brother.
Sikhs are the best people on earth.
Necklace.
Oh, it's cute.
That's what you call a chain.
I don't think back in the day they were saying that when they were getting abused by the NF in Southport. I think it's a new thing,
Right.
Nah, the Sikhs, yeah. We say Sikhs are the best. Sikhs are the best people on earth. Did you say, Lee?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I used to deliver to a Sikh area, and they'd all come up and try and help me push stuff, and I'm saying, no, don't leave it alone. I don't want you to hurt yourself. They're just good people. Good people.
Oh, and you never had an interaction like that with a Muslim? That's a shame.
Yeah, no, you Muslims.
We don't like you, Shadi. Just hold it.
Muslims help. I don't think you Muslims don't
No,
help.
but sorry, Lee.
Yeah.
Another question. So do you believe this great replacement is happening right now in the UK?
I thought, I don't know how you word it. Are we being displaced? Then the answer would be yes, because it's like we are.
But how?
Not displaced, replaced.
Well, I don't know if you can replace. Just well, I don't know. I don't know the wording.
Do you know what the great replacement is?
I think there's a conspiracy, George Soros, you know, all that sort of thing. But I'm not up on the technicals per se.
Do you think the English have anything to do with this? Do you think they're at fault at that? So you know that the reason that like English people are feeling like there is a great replacement happening and they're now a minority in their own country. Do you think that they recognise that they play a part in that too?
Recognise what, sorry?
That they play a part in that too. Like, for instance, like being really up on abortion and, you know, like being promiscuous, like low marriage rates and all that kind of stuff. This is all leading to, obviously, not a decline in this is leading to a decline in the population of English people, right?
Yes, yes.
So
yeah,
is it not partly your own fault that you're feeling like a minority if you're not reproducing?
I think we went through a stage, like in the 90s, where they were on about climate change and nobody should have children. And then in the last few years, they've suddenly gone on about there's not enough people, everybody needs to have more children. But you can't, like, when you've gone 20, 30 years, you just can't instantly have people spring out of the air. I think that's the way it goes. And we're always on about bloody the GDP. We need to get the GDP up. I don't care about the GDP. I'd rather be able to buy a house. I don't care how much our GDP is. I'd rather a house was like 150 grand for a 3-bed house. But it's different ways of looking at it. And are we responsible in other ways? I think so, because I think you can see with George Soros, if you believe all that speculation, people were taking bribes, people were taking backhanders. And like I don't hate anybody. I want every country to do well. I want every country on earth to do well, regardless of religion. I just think, like I said before, if an African country came to me and said, we'd like to remain African, do you have a problem with that, Lee? I'd say, no, you carry on. If people in the UK say, we'd like to stay pretty much how we are, is that a problem? I would say no.
Yeah, that will only happen when immigrants let us be. Yeah.
Hold on, you just slid right out of that. 1 second, you just slid right out of that. You said you want to stay how you are. British values, yet you want LGBT rights. That's not British values.
Why not? Tolerant of everybody.
No, it's not. LGBT rights is not British values. Christian values are British values. If you want it to remain the same. If you want a new modern type of Britain, then you're going to have to compromise as well then. I think Christianity has changed through the times, though. Like, we disregarded the Old Testament, didn't we? Who's we?
That was all dark and stuff. We went with the 10 Commandments.
But I got to fly, man. Big up yourselves, Pete. Judge, big up yourself, family.
Yes.
Big up, man. Big up.
Big up.
Bye, babe.
Yeah, we just went with the 10 Commandments, like love your neighbour, you know, don't cheat on your wife, be good to each other, that sort of thing. I think we're more tolerant. I think we're more tolerant to change.
Yeah, but no, it seems only for gay rights, which I must say you are entitled to, but you don't seem to be flexible on other things. You want things to stay the way they are, but you want to flex on gay rights. It's a bit strange.
So what do you want to change?
So have you got an issue with drag queen story time?
Yeah, I don't think they should be doing drag queen story time. I don't think they should be doing simulated sex on parades.
Okay.
I'm not really down with that. Should they be able to have a parade? Sure. Yeah.
Should there be a Muslim parade?
Yeah.
You'd be all right with a Muslim parade?
Yeah.
You know you want to say no.
What were you parading about?
Yeah, I don't know what you. Yeah, you can parade.
No, yeah. He said it all.
What do you think of the LGBT standing with the Afghanistans? I'm not the Afghanistan. the LGBT standing with Palestine.
How are they doing that? They're just in support of children not dying, innocent people not being genocided.
Yeah, they stand with Palestine.
Yeah, that's fine. They're human beings caring about other humans not being genocided. There's nothing wrong with that. That's no issue.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I just wondered. So,
But does Palestine stand with the LGBT?
I very much doubt they do. Yeah, I very much doubt they do. It's not part of their
one-sided. It's one-sided. Not like you.
No, it's just not. It's not a lifestyle. It's not a lifestyle that we want or treat or practice. We don't want it. We don't practice it. We're not involved with it. We don't want anything to do with it. We want our children to be exposed to it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Lee. There's LGBTQ mosques and imams.
Yeah, there are, unfortunately.
Don't try to trigger Shani, man. Leave her alone. Leave her alone, man.
I just say they do exist though.
There are
yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it.
That's against Islam as well, so it's all good. That's against Islam. That's not what's supposed to happen.
Can you be a gay Muslim?
You can be a gay Muslim, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Of course you can.
Oh yeah,
being gay
I actually heard it. As long as you don't act upon the action, you're cool, right?
No, even if you act upon it, you're still a Muslim. You're just a sinner. It's a sin. It's a grave sin.
You'll get forgiven.
So you can be Muslim and gay.
Yeah.
Mad.
Do you have last rites?
But
it
it doesn't really make any sense though, because then it would just mean that you're not really following your religion. So how could you call yourself a Muslim, right? That's what it kind of boils down to, in my opinion.
That's the same thing as saying, how can you be a Christian?
Yeah, for real. Like, yeah, of course, same thing. Like, you can't really call yourself like. Listen, people call themselves Muslim and they drink and smoke and all that kind of, but not smoke. They drink and take drugs and stuff like that, right? That's obviously against Islam. For me, I don't think I would be calling myself a Muslim if I did those things, because it's not the way of life. It's against the way of life. So, yeah, that's how I see it. It's my opinion on it. But you can be obviously an alcoholic and a Muslim, or a drinker and a Muslim.
Yeah.
Same way as being gay, yeah.
So you will be the family of the Lot, the people of the Luts, and that's okay.
Right, exactly. It's not okay though. That's the point. It's not okay. It's an abomination. But it doesn't make you not a Muslim. It doesn't take you out of the fold of Islam. It just makes you a sinner. Yeah, it's a grave sin. It's a terrible sin. I think it's almost equating to murder or worse. I'd have to find the evidence for that, but yeah, it's a bad sin. But it just
that's pretty dark.
Dozens of locals have gathered to help clean up the aftermath of those riots that broke out yesterday evening.
More than 50 police officers were injured after bricks, stones and bottles were thrown and cars were set alight.
Can I ask you a question, Lee? You know, it's the ask Lee a question time. Lee, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on the Leeds riots up in Leeds? What's your thoughts on that?
I saw the riots. That was over Romanians, wasn't it? They were
the Roma gypsies. The social services had taken away some children, and it all kicked off down there. They burnt buses, torched the area, torched cars and stuff. What do you think about all that kind of stuff?
I just think people wanted to have a riot. It's a good time to have a riot.
So you think it was wrong?
Running through London, looting everything like a few years ago.
No, we're not talking about London. We're talking about Leeds. We're talking about Leeds.
Yeah, I just think it was time to have a good riot.
Do you don't think that they had a justified cause, and it maybe was just anger of the community had spilled out the wrong way? You think they just wanted to just like fuck stuff up?
I don't know why they wanted to take the child. If the child was being not looked after properly, then social services should take the child. So yeah, they shouldn't have rioted. They should.
Okay, one more thing. What about what happened at Manchester Airport with those lads and the police?
I think the police did good.
This is two-tier shit.
So
I think they got everything they deserved.
What if it was proven that the police actually struck first?
You shouldn't strike first. I don't know how. No, they shouldn't have. If the police shouldn't be hitting people first. No.
Right. So if the police hit someone, how do you think that person should respond?
Well, if it's on video, you've got a lot of money coming your way.
No, I mean in the moment. If you're struck by a policeman illegally or whatever, how should you respond?
I think if it's a policeman and they hit me once and it looked like they weren't going to hit me again, then I'd just go through the process of going against them.
Right, how would you know in the heat of the moment?
You can take a step back.
Okay.
Like if you're going to fight somebody, and
but you get struck, and then clearly
I used to fight people. If somebody came up to me and I didn't know them, I'd take 2 steps back and then assess the situation.
There's a commotion going on. You've gone over to try and help Credit, and this guy's just turned around and just punched you in the face, and you're going to do what? Take a step back?
You can open hand slap him. That would be
some kind of pussy, ain't you?
I'm like a cat. You're saying a policeman. I'm like a cat. You're talking about a policeman. I'm going to take a step back and see and assess the situation.
What if you die because one punch?
You've just been all right. So, would you understand if somebody decided to punch back? Because that's your response. Would you understand if someone decided to punch back after being punched by a policeman?
I wouldn't hold it against them if they didn't do anything wrong.
Right. So I think that's what happened in this Manchester incident.
I didn't see the policeman punch first. I watched the video.
We can go over the video. It's there. It's on YouTube. We could do that. But I assure you, the policeman struck first.
You sound pretty confident, so I'm not going to call you a liar.
I am. Yeah, no. The police.
Oh yeah, big up everyone.
Big up. So I just wanted to see. I'm asking you these questions. One, to see your opinion on riots and civil disobedience and things of that nature, and 2, to check your empathy levels, and 3, to see where you stood on, I suppose, physicality against law enforcement. Right?
Yeah.
To measure it against what happened in Southport when 50 police officers were injured. 50.
How many did the Romanians injure?
And the police didn't touch anyone. They didn't kick anyone in the
that's
face.
mad. That's how you know racism coming back, bro. Racism is definitely coming back.
The aftermath of those riots that broke out yesterday evening.
More than 50 police officers were injured after bricks, stones and bottles were thrown and cars were set alight following a vigil.
Do you think it's right that 50 of our police officers do you think it's right that 50 of our police officers were injured? That's costing how much to the taxpayer?
No.
No, they should have waited for the information because I don't think they've got the right information.
I think some of them police officers are lying as well to get a payout.
So you said racism is coming back, Shifa. Please explain.
Yeah, I think people are seeing that unfortunately, you know, this thing that police do when the white people start acting out, they just stand back and do nothing. And when it's not the white people acting out, they get very, very physical. And I think that unfortunately, this is one of those times where they should have acted, but they didn't.
Well, to be honest, it's been explained the other way around that the police are not very active when it comes to people like the Roma Gypsies and the Asian community in Manchester, in Oldham, when it comes to their kind of demonstrations and gathering. But they are getting active, like at Downing Street right now. Maybe it is because it's Downing Street. I don't know. There's a presence here that people were claiming there wasn't this kind of presence in in Leeds. They're saying there wasn't this amount of police in Leeds.
There probably wasn't. The police are outnumbered in Leeds by the look of it. In all honesty, like, I'll be honest, like, I've been racially profiled twice this week. I've not like lashed out at anyone about it or like got vexed about it. But you know, when you know something's happening, you just know it's happening, and you know, you can start to see the attitude and temperament of people around the situation. Like, and even certain of the situations I've been in, I've noticed how certain of the even the Caucasian community even stood up for me, because they know, like, when people do these little underhanded, like, you know, they might keep it under their breath, but you know where they're really going, man. You know why they're attacking you, or you know why they're trying to hinder you, whatever it may be. We know the truth, man.
Vigil for the 3 girls killed in the Southport knife attack.
GB News reporter Will Hollis is at the scene. Will, what's the latest?
Yes, well, it's a very different scene here in Southport, a little over 12 hours after that riot was taking place here. In the background, you can see this red brick building. Now, that's Southport Mosque, where much of the violence and disorder that we've seen played out on the streets and on social media was centered around what spread as rumors and speculation about the identity of the person who is accused of attacking and killing those 3 little girls, arrested on suspicion of murder and attempted murder, spread like wildfire. And it wasn't long before, as the police describe it, there was serious violence that was sickening at a time when a community is grieving. What we saw here, our GB News team on the ground, was pieces of brick being broken away from walls, fencing panels, both of which were thrown into crowds, into arms of the rows of police, many of whom were wearing riot gear, headgear and protective clothing and barrier shields as well, but many of whom had no protection whatsoever because they were just doing normal police work, monitoring the area. This is only a stone's throw away from Hart Street, where there was that attack at that Taylor Swift summer dance school. What we saw was police officers with blood on their faces. What we've heard from Merseyside police is that some of them suffered broken noses, there were fractures, and one police officer was knocked unconscious. More than 40 or so police officers had to be treated by the Northwest Ambulance Service, and that disorder went throughout the night. We could hear helicopters throughout the night. And what we're seeing now is the cleanup, lots of people from the community, but we've heard for the first time from the chairman of the mosque, Ibrahim Hussein, who spoke to journalists a short while ago about how the people who were trapped inside of that mosque while the riot was taking place were fearing for their lives.
We kept getting messages from the day before.
Hold on, pause 1 second, please.
They were planning it. They obviously accused the Muslim.
Weren't they saying, was it Jupiter and Wendy said yesterday saying, no, there was no one in the mosque. They evacuated the mosque. They was chatting rubbish. They was chatting rubbish. Sorry, Juice. I'm not trying to like put you on blast or anything, but you did say it.
Man, people are in there. Okay.
Muslim, they obviously found us guilty, and they were going to punish us for whatever happens, which is awful, by the way. Whatever happened on Monday is absolutely heartbreaking. I would like to thank the police very, very, very much indeed, and I'm very sorry for the casualty that the police took. They took a very bad beating. I would love to make it better, but it's nothing I can do about it. I suppose they used to this kind of thing, but I would like to thank them for their support, because at one point we thought they're coming in and they're going to burn the place down.
Just shocking to hear and heartbreaking, as the chairman of the mosque was saying. But Will, how did this all start? How did an event like this, that was a peaceful vigil, turn so violent?
Yes, well, there were a number of what we can describe as vigils or community events happening in Southport last night. Before the violence and the disorder, maybe an hour or two before, thousands of people gathered in the town hall.
In Southport. Sophie, you've been talking to people there on the ground. What is the atmosphere like?
Well, it's a similar story here at the scene of that attack on Monday, 48 hours ago, that it is outside the Atkinson Gallery.
Mad thing, man. Absolute madness. Madness are gone in the dunya. Madness are gone in the dunya.
Yeah, no, that is all mad. Because listening to that,
yeah,
it like the words. Remember, I was saying to you about the selective wording. Where are people getting it from that this person is a Muslim? Where are people getting it from that you could be white and be from Rwanda, or wherever he was from?
Probably just, I think Twitter did that. Like, there's loads of people on Twitter tweeting
They
things.
put a name out. They put a name out, and it was.
No, but it was false. That name that they was put out is false. Yeah, they reported it on the ITV News. That name that they put out was false. Somebody put that name out there, and now they've stationed police officers nearby the person's name that was released outside their house because he had nothing to do with the incident.
I think it was. I think the one. I don't know if that's true. But the one I saw, I think it was just a made-up name. But I might be wrong if you're saying it's somebody's name.
No, it was. It was actually on ITV. It came on this afternoon. It was broadcasted on ITV News this afternoon.
Look at the energy they had for the Muslims. Look at the energy they had for the Muslims, though, and they weren't even the culprits.
What I'm saying. Where are they getting it from? Like, because
But I think initially they just heard Rwanda, and a lot. Sorry, but a lot of these people, I doubt their geographic knowledge is that good. They didn't recognize that Rwanda is like majority Christian country #1, so the probability of that is already low. And then on top of that, when we found out that the guy was from Rwanda and that he was born in Wales, people started saying things like, "Oh, he comes from a country." Because I was seeing these tweets on Twitter that he comes from a country where there was genocide and he's bringing it to our country now. And the rhetoric is sort of.
I think so, like one of these unofficial ones is that he's been in trouble for blades before. He was expelled for school for a blade or something like that. And that he has said publicly or something, maybe somewhere, about making England know what it felt like in Rwanda or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I read.
Okay.
So I don't know how real that is.
They are praising his parents from the stuff that I've seen.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
But
yeah. Yeah, someone wrote in the chat he was expelled from school.
So I don't know, man. But you know, and now this is another bone of contention. It's like how little information you give the nation after something like this happens is actually a bit of a piss take.
That was actually.
No, it is. It really is. Because even somewhere in some of the videos that you were playing and listening to what was on the news, it's unclear. Yeah, so they're not being direct and concise with the information given. It's almost like they're throwing it out there for you to make your own conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You think that makes any difference, though? I think the British public, they just wanted to attack the Muslims. They just wanted to attack some Muslims. Let's be honest.
Yeah, okay.
Man.
If that's the case,
they've been waiting for a long time.
If that's the case, it might be good to clear that up then. If he's not, and then their suspicion may be right. If you're not clearing it up because he is a Muslim, then their suspicions are right, isn't it?
And no one knows.
If it turns out that this brother is a Muslim or converted to Islam or said anything Islamic, it's a wrap.
Yeah, but it's going to be a wrap even if he wasn't, and it turns out to be Christian. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It ain't the same kind of rap.
It's going to build up the tension, innit?
Yeah, it'll be just they'll stay on the immigrant thing if they can get that link, the immigrant thing. But on and knife crime they're talking about. But if this guy has anything to do with Islam, it's a fucking rap.
It's got to be the whole of it.
I still believe it will be a rap because obviously look at these people you're attacking the Muslim community in a sense. So let's just say that this person was not a Muslim, yeah, and it's come out that he's not a Muslim and he turns out to be a Buddhist or a Christian or somebody of the Christianity faith, and the Muslims start to get riled up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to go either way.
I think it's going to get worse in the years to come. It's going to get worse and worse.
What could be more worse than somebody going out there and killing children, please and thanks?
Well, you had the Manchester incident, you've had London Bridge, you had the Reading stabbings in the
What
park.
is worse than killing children?
Killing more children.
Yeah.
They'll be crazy ones talking about an eye for an eye. You never know.
Sorry. 10 points to me for that answer. Yeah. The escalation, definitely. You're both right, obviously. You know, you get me. You're both right. A life is a life, isn't it? But yeah, what's worse? Yeah, up in the thing, bigger atrocities, yada yada yada. You know, England has got off kind of lightly, innit? They've had the 7-7, they don't even think about 7-7 no more. That's like, do you know what I mean? People,
I don't know if the Manchester bombing was worse.
But it's like they don't even talk about the Manchester bombing anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe in Manchester, but it's like we got such a short memory. Grenfell happened. Like it's like we have. We got short attention span.
100%.
They still go on about the grooming gangs.
The only thing they went on forever about was Hillsborough.
Well, grooming gangs, and they're not letting that one go.
Yeah, it's just really, it's died out now because the feeling is like they've got a lot of justice eventually. It's kind of died out a little bit. It's not that. Do you know what I mean? What I want to understand, Lee, is you see white patriots and Tommy fans and just people of a certain ilk that have a concern for their country, right? Why don't they ever go like proper hard on the nonsense in Parliament and stuff and the MPs and the monarchy? Why didn't they go proper nuts when it came to that Prince Andrew thing and how the Crown spent £12 million to get him off the fucking hook of our money? Why didn't they go nuts then?
The media,
because then we all would have been. Then you would have seen some real, you would have seen some real black and white unite.
GB News, they went hard on Prince Andrew.
Not GB News. You lot, like the public, the people.
Yeah, where were they in the street? Even down to that guy right now. Even down to that guy right now from the BBC News.
Did you not care about Savile and all that stuff when Savile and all that was exposed? Did that not hurt your heart to know that the BBC you pay your license to and that was harboring a monster like that?
No,
hold on. They gave him keys to St. Albans Street.
The problem with Jimmy Savile is he was dead.
Yeah, but listen, the people still alive. They gave him keys to St. Albans Street. Great Auburn Street. Come on, man. Yeah, so
no, but look at the 2024 Jimmy Savile.
So this is what I'm saying. It's the selective outrage of the nation that's a bit concerning. Because there's been some historical... He's the most prolific sex offender the UK has known, apparently.
No, yeah. Well,
and what about protecting the mosques? Is anyone going to protect the mosques now after this? But this is mad.
But he's dead.
Oh, just took me right off that good point, man.
Yeah. No, but even after that guy from the BBC recently, the 2024 one, can't remember his Q, whatever his name is. Yeah,
so I want to know. So I want to know, Lee, why don't you lot have the same amount of outrage when it comes to protecting your kids from white offenders? Like genuinely, because statistically, there's way more. There's P rings. There's lone wolves. There's loads more going on. Then there's these
Did you ever watch Majid Noir on LBC?
Brother?
Did you ever watch Majid Noir on Noaz, on LBC?
Did I ever watch the radio?
Well, sorry, did you listen to him? Sorry.
No.
Did you ever listen to him?
No.
Well, the problem with what was going on is like 90-something% of the grooming gangs were from a certain place, from a certain people. it was disproportionate. If we're talking about general rapes and the country's 80% white, you expect on general rapes, which is terrible and wrong, 80% of the rapists will be white. But in this case, it was 90-something% of the grooming gangs were done by 2% of the population.
Yeah, you're right, because grooming gangs is a specific terminology that actually talks about a specific set of behaviors. And even though that may be right, you may be correct. Grooming gangs do not outnumber the amount of PDF file rings that they are.
Let me ask you something. If you
right?
can find...
There's more PDF file rings going on. There's more lone wolf assailants. Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
And then hold on. And then we got to get into the category of actually the age ranges of some of these things. Now, some of these people, their age range is from puberty or around puberty, right? Where other ones don't mind, infants, whatever. So there's a whole different range of type of attacker. And when we talk about percentile, unfortunately, the white European male is present in all brackets and highest in all bar the grooming. So we should really focus on the bigger issues as well. I'm not saying don't highlight the scummy grooming gangs, because I'm with you, man. Send them all to hell. Do you know what I mean? But also we gotta target these lone ones that are getting a pittance amount of years being put up in do you know what I mean? Being put up in jail on these comfy wings, with taxpayers paying through the nose to keep these repeat offenders alive, disgusting people, and then they won't even tell us who they are, hide them and all sorts. So we got if we're gonna go for one set of wrongers, we got to go for all of them. That's all I'm saying, brother. Are you with me?
Can I say 2 points? The first point is, if let's say 70% of the population is white, you'd expect 70% of a certain crime to be done by white people. That's normal, just because there's that many people. Another thing is, if you can find 10 people in your local area to go rape an underage girl, does that not suggest there's a culture problem?
Yes, I agree with you.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, but like you literally, I spoke for about 5 minutes, maybe more, and you literally just bypassed everything I said. But yeah, that's fine. And then you went back to repeat a point that I've already covered. So I said, admittedly, there may be an issue within that community, that culture, whatnot. Let's take that for granted. Yeah, they're wrong-uns. But I'm saying, listen, we've identified this set of wrong-uns and we know they're wrong-uns. But clearly, if we're dealing with percentage, it's like saying, okay, we've identified that there's 8% or 6% or 40% of gold here, right? But over here, there's 85% of gold here, and we're not digging, we're not looking there, we're not even chipping away. We just know it's there, big chunks of fucking gold hanging, and we're just like, oh yeah, let's go and pan the river and see if we can get a couple nuggets. It's like, yeah, bro, the numbers are minimal, like minuscule compared to, yes, the percentage. This is the problem with stats. Yeah, if depending on the data you feed in is what stats you'll get out, and then you can use these stats like biasly. Yes, there's a higher than normal, higher than usual representation of Pakistani males involved in grooming gangs in the north of England. Yeah, but let's say there's a low representation of everyone else when it comes to all the other paedophilia that's going on.
Well, there should be.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, but whether it should be or not, so we just gonna turn a blind eye to the European paedophiles then, right? The Gary Glitters and the Rolf Harrises and the Savills of this world. We're not going to focus on catching them, even though we know the establishment are protecting them. The Prince Charleses, the Prince Andrews and that. Like, come on, we can get Sanjeev and them man there. We can get them. Yeah, cool.
They should get Prince Andrew.
Yeah. Let's go for him then. But why are we not going for them? Why we don't care? Why are we not being vocal? Why are we not making up noise? Why are we not doing stings and independent journalism? Why are we not putting up tripods and massive screens in Trafalgar Square and doing rallies about all the other wrong-uns that are just living amongst us?
I'm with you.
You're not, though.
I am.
You're not. And that's the problem.
Why not? Why not?
You're not. On paper, you are. But that's the problem, man.
I'm with you.
People have been, and this is how you know we're controlled by the powers that be, because we don't even have the notion to look at them. While they look at us, while we do all this bullshit, spend all this money on hundreds of police, on what? On bollocks, to stand outside Downing Street and make some fucking noise. Nah, we don't really want change. We just wanna like exert our power on a few individuals, and this is why people call it racism.
How do we get change? How do we get
it doesn't
change?
seem pure. Because if the British people stood for all right, then they would never have let that Prince Andrew stuff go down. They would have burnt some stuff down when they found out about Savile and that, and the extent of what he's been doing in our hospitals to our sick children and that. Are you crazy? Necrophilia, all sorts of stuff. Spending time in Downing Street with Margaret Thatcher. How come she ain't never been pulled up in a? Oh, has she died?
Long time.
Oh, so whatever.
Yeah,
but anyway, these
something in the brain, Alzheimer's.
Okay, sorry. Well, yeah. But anyway, man, these people just doing crazy rituals in Downing Street, and we're all right with it. I knew it was mad once we found out that our Prime Minister had sex with a pig's head. I knew this country was a bit loopy from then, because we just carried on like, all right, cool. Like, what?
Okay, I'll say this to you, right? Would you say there's a difference in these two things? You have a person who paid an underage girl to have sex, and she took the money, she wasn't like held down. She just did it, and that was it. To a young girl who's 13 being banged by 10 men in a room, in a shady room.
I refuse to choose out of both of those evil, despicable acts. I definitely refuse.
Yeah, you're a bit morbid there, mate.
Yeah, and I actually resent the fact that you graphically asked me such a stupid question. I'm not involved in that.
You're a man of high moral standards, I see.
No, it's not high moral standards. That one was just gut wrenching, and not something I'd even want my brain to deliberate. Which abuse would I rather happen? Like, what the hell?
You're one
No,
of God's
never.
children.
Not even in the hypothetical realm will I produce that.
You're a better man than me.
That filth of a thought. Oh, disgusting. But yeah, no, it's all wrong, bro. It's all wrong. At the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. I'm not choosing between which one is worse, and I think that's a sad mindset. And I don't know
both of those are easily.
I've got an option.
Go on. Go on. Shifa, Sarah.
Yeah.
LT.
Yeah, just to build on what you just said as well, just something as simple as the sex education in school, because a lot of the stuff, at the end of the day, it's a stranger teaching your children things, and a lot of people don't agree with it, but you don't have a choice. You still have to send your kid to school. So that's a form of grooming, in my opinion. I didn't see any rioting or any hype or anyone screaming and shouting. If that, I think the Muslim community were probably the loudest in that situation.
I think the age was the problem to me. The age, because they were starting them, you know, when we did it, you were like 12, 13, and they were doing it like, you know, young.
I don't even think it was the age. I think it was made compulsory, and it wasn't a separate subject anymore. They could embed certain ideologies or lifestyles into anything. So something as simple as a math question in the olden days would just be like, oh, the couple went and bought something and whatever, when you want to learn about change or something. Now it's Tommy went somewhere with his husband, and it's slowly embedding it into the curriculum. It's very sly and very deceptive, and parents don't have a way of taking their children out of that. And it's compulsory.
How do you feel about like Sadiq Khan when he's putting up all the LGBT stuff around London?
Do you know how much he spent on that? Millions. Like, it's crazy.
Like
it's
what? Where?
insane.
Like
in London.
Break that down. I didn't know about
this.
Yeah,
like to do like rainbow zebra crossings and put up flags and little bits and bobs and it's like, for me personally, forget about the lifestyle. I don't understand the necessity to spend money on the iconography. Like, why are we spending money to turn perfectly good zebra crossings multicolored? For what reason are we doing it? Like, why?
To promote gentrification. You understand what I'm saying? They need these people to come over, to come and spend money. It's all in the money. And like, even though he's spending our money, that he's trying to make money back. It's money. It's all down to money. It's stupid.
It is 100%.
Pardon?
100%. I said 100%. You're right. It is money. It is the funding, and whatever organizations are paying him, they're paying him a lump sum.
Yeah, and they're just sitting on it, and they're just laughing at us. Generally, what I'm saying, because at the end of the day, we know that if we want to eat, most of us have to get up just to go to work, to go and wipe our own backside. You understand what I'm saying? And yeah, like, you know, their minimum wages are 100K a year. You understand what I'm
And
saying?
there's
So
kids that can't even afford meals and are going hungry, and they're cutting budgets for schools, and kids don't have pencils in the classroom, but you've got money for that. It's a joke.
no, it is a joke. Like, I don't even look at rainbows the same.
A lot of Brits have it's funny because I live in Dubai, right? And a lot of them get really upset because they can't use those symbologies in the classrooms. They're not having it over there. You can't display that stuff. You can't do it sneakily. Don't try it. So a lot of them get really upset, but it's like, that's the rules here, right? You always complain about people following rules. Follow the rules out here too. But it's really sad. It's really sad. But they're pushing it definitely in the education system. It's like the first line for that stuff.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'd ever have another child, and just hypothetically speaking, well, I'm never having another child, but going to and living in America, you understand what I'm saying? Because what they implement in their schools, as you said, their drag queen corner time, bedtime story reading or whatever they have in their classroom. Do you think I would let my nephew, my niece, or my child sit in a class with them all spinning out and dancing and doing all that madness? But
a lot of people are moving. A lot of people are moving to a lot of different countries now because they're just not dealing with it. They don't want their kids to be indoctrinated. The amount of expats that have moved to Dubai in the last year is actually ridiculous. Like, they've all moved here with their families, and all of them are saying the same thing: the safety, and they don't want their kids to be indoctrinated by force. And these are white Brits.
Yeah, like it's a joke.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think about that, Lee?
I just think the age, they were doing it too young. I think they were doing it too young personally. You know, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait till 12, 13 and then teach them about the world. That's what I reckon.
I don't think it was the age people are upset about. There's some parents that might want it. It's the compulsion.
You have children, Lee?
So.
No, I don't. No.
Are you part of the community?
Not really, to be honest. I'm just me.
But could you qualify for that community though?
What are we talking about? The
LGBTQ? Yes.
No, I don't qualify for the LGBTQ, but I haven't got a problem with it.
No.
To be honest. I just don't. I'm not bothered either way. I don't invest in it.
Yeah, but you don't have. Do you have children?
No.
Do you think somebody, as a person that doesn't have children, do you think you should have a say on what children learn?
No, I don't think you should.
Well, are they trying to make? How do you want?
Are you going to answer a question with a question again?
No. This is the thought of it. How do you
I've
make?
asked you a question. I've asked you could do the working out in your head.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll word it the way you want me to word it.
Word how you word it. Yes or no?
I think they're trying to make a certain community adjust to the way they want it to be.
Sorry, I
didn't get that. That was so code for me. Went over my head.
So, like the lady was saying,
I asked you a question, right? Let me give you the question again. Do you think you, as a man, a childless adult man, do you think you should have a say on what my children and everyone else's children are taught?
Me personally?
Childless people without children. Should you have a say that affects people with children and children?
Let me have a little think. Yes, because I'm part of the community and I want people to grow up a certain way.
Well, yeah, you want children to grow up in the way.
You just said that you're not a part of the community and you're just you. So, like,
Yeah,
Choose
exactly. You're not
which
even.
one.
You're this individual that's not part of the community. You don't have children either, and you want to have a say on things that affect people with children. And this is the problem in the
I
world
want
today.
people to be
You actually don't give a
tolerant.
fuck. You said you don't care either way. You don't have children. It's not going to affect you, and
No,
that's why you're so blasé about it.
No, I
However,
just meant
yeah,
I'm not invested in the community either way. That's what I meant. Not that I don't care about them, but I'm not invested in them. I'm not going to rallies and saying yeah, and I'm not against them. I just let them get on with what they want to do. But I think they're trying to make everybody in society tolerant of the, if we're calling it the LGBTQ, I think they're trying to make everybody tolerant of it. That's
and
what I think they're doing.
And that's good, right?
I think the age was wrong. I think they should do it older.
How old's old?
12, 13, that sort of age.
So parents should, do you think it should be compulsory?
Yeah.
So you believe it should be compulsory for all parents to send their kids to school and for their children to learn about sex? And
Yeah,
they're not there, they're not present.
and the parents are allowed to tell their children what they want.
But this is the problem though, because if I said to you, somebody's going to come to your child and teach your child about sex, you would be shocked at that. But for some reason, because it's the institution of education or school, people are comfortable with it because you don't know these teachers.
Yeah, probably white women.
Just have 2 seconds, 2 minutes of this. A minute.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. You can keep them from disco, warn about San Francisco. Make him wear pleated pants, we don't care. We'll convert your children. We'll make them tolerant and fair.
At first I didn't get why you'd be so scared of us turning your children into accepting, caring people, but I see now why you'd have a problem with that.
Just like you worried, they'll change their group of friends. You won't approve of where they go at night to protest. Oh, and you'll be disgusted so when they start finding things online that you've kept far from their sight, like information. Guess what? You'll still be alright. We'll convert your children, yes we will.
Reaching one and all, there's really no escaping it.
Cause even grandma likes RuPaul.
And the world's getting kinder.
Gen Z's gayer than Grindr. Learn to love, learn to vogue, face your fate. We'll convert your children. Someone's gotta teach them not to hate. We're coming for them.
We're coming for your children.
Coming for your children. Lee?
I've seen this before.
Lee?
I've seen this before.
No, but did you really have to play the whole thing? Like, I want to go and stick my head down the toilet right now. Oh my God.
So, Lee, what do you think of that?
It's funny because, like, you guys have the same, you know, like the people you think you're against, they're actually against this too.
Are you against this?
It's funny to
Are
me.
you against?
Like,
Are you against this?
Yeah, I don't agree with that kind of the way they've put that across and done the whole thing. No, I don't like it. Like the people you think you're fighting against, they're against it too. You know that.
Who Who's
I
those
feel
people?
like you was there clicking your fingers along and singing along with that song. But listen,
Secondly, I still think 12 is too young. I don't think anybody has a right to teach a 12-year-old. What? 12-year-old about
no,
sex.
they need,
Parents, if they do need to know about it, that's up to their parents to teach them.
Yeah, it's
How
how
can
we
a
teach
strange
them.
person you don't know teach your child about such a
It's how you teach them. All you're saying is these people exist. Leave them alone. Let them get on with what they want to do.
no,
And
sorry, sir, that's not what they teach. And I'm telling you this as an educator.
no, but this is it's almost contradicting what you're saying. I'm sorry to cut you, darling. It's just before I forget. You saying that you should have the right to say how people choose to raise their child, but now you're basically saying you're basically just saying no. So again, I'm going to ask you, which is it? Because right now you're actually starting to sound like TBJ, yeah, that Tommy Banks Jr. That's who you are starting to transform into, like in my opinion.
we haven't discussed about what we're teaching the children. We've just discussed about like general sexuality or whatever. What I'm saying is you're teaching children, these people exist. You don't have to go and hurt them. Just let them get on with their lives.
That's not sex education, hon. Has nothing to do with sex education.
Well, you can tell them gay, you can tell them what gay is two men or two
You
women.
know that there's schemes of work that have shown children lessons where they're talking about masturbation.
Yeah, I don't think they should be teaching that.
But that's what's happening, and that's what they've made compulsory on parents.
That's what's been happening. That was taught in.
They can't choose a scheme of work. So what does a parent do when the primary school their child goes to, or the closest primary school is teaching that? What do they do?
I personally think they teach, you know, how a baby is made, blah 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 blah, and that people of the same sex do like each other, and to leave them alone. If they, you know, don't pick on them, just let them do their thing. That's my personal opinion.
I think that, you see, can I say something? I think, unfortunately, this year, we as black people coming into a society, we're just looking at things and, you know, we see things when they're right, we see things when they're wrong. And if something's good, we're going to try and adopt it. If something's bad, we're trying to throw it away. Now, people who class themselves as British then, and they got this British pride kind of thing going on, it dumbs them down, because for them, they're trying to hold on to everything. And even when you point out to them the nonsense, when you point out to them the hypocrisy, when you point out to them the detriment of certain behaviors and certain things that their society is implementing, they'll protect it because it's theirs, not because it makes sense, just because it's theirs. And I think that this is where the kind of racism kind of comes in for me.
I would also like to add, hi guys.
Hi, babe.
I would also like to add, I think a lot of British people are also scared to voice their true opinions in case they get into trouble.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, it is true. I think if you're caught saying certain things, you know you're gonna get a letter-headed, stamped letter to your address, trying to suppress the things that you say.
Not just that, you can get pulled up for safeguarding, or even if they don't pull you up, it's on your child's. They will document it internally. Like, oh, this child. Even if a child displays that I'm not really for that, or I don't personally believe in that, they're going to note that down as not being tolerant. And then whether they tell you or not, it's on the system for the next teacher. And
I think that's a good thing, though. I think that's a good thing, though, because I think that at the end of the day, I'm not teaching my kids to be tolerant of everything. I'm teaching them to be tolerant of nastiness and stupidness. So anything I teach them not to be tolerant of, they're not to be tolerant of, innit? It's that simple. Like, why does the school get the say? The final say, sorry.
Because it's their children. They're not our children anymore. Like, but when you send your picnic to school and sign up with it, because you don't read the fine print, the children belongs to them. So they're telling you what they can and can't do.
Yeah, I'll teach my kids to be tolerant from afar, innit? Because certain things can't come around me, innit? So they can't come around them. So, you know, be tolerant from afar.
It's kicking off in Hartlepool, you know. We're missing that one. We're kicking off in Hartlepool.
Now.
Yeah. I'm
This
Hartley.
is crazy.
I'm Hartlepool, Jaguan.
It's Hartlepool.
Higher place.
This kind of feels like lockdown 2.0 coming.
Did you see you walking in? Oh my God! What?
Kicking off in Hartlepool. Boy, green light everywhere.
Oldham in the chats.
Huh?
Someone said it's kicking off in Manchester as well.
Is it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Uh-oh.
So this is what I'm saying. This is what I mean when you remember when I said to you earlier about it once something starts.
Yeah.
We get the dogs out now.
Fucking hell, lad. Kids have just got yammed by that dog. Yeah, he's getting nicknamed. Hey.
Alright, these people's ends look vibesy though, you know. Like these men got like a sly little community. They got community, man. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They got like streets where you can see kids can play at, and where like everyone knows each other. It's mad. These people got community, boy.
The further out from London you go, that you do find that London is a very antisocial city.
I remember these old community vibes where everyone like it's not
Just
like
plays
that.
kids outside. Mum sitting outside on the porch with a cup of tea, and yeah, they're chilling.
You know what I mean?
They're chilling.
A mad one though. So yeah,
this is insane. My mum's in there, the kids are in there, dad's there. It's a family affair.
Where's Johnny? He's over there.
It's a family affair, man.
Tell Johnny, get in now. Get me. Yo, breaking news, you know. This is breaking.
That is insane. Has anything happened in London?
Yeah, Downing Street, the Downing Street thing.
Wow.
Yeah, they just went down. They didn't really do nothing.
How was the park good?
Those are that same video. Well, yeah, you look on YouTube, you can't see nothing.
How was the park?
Boy. So, boy, where's going to be the next place to kick off then, basically?
They were saying they were going to be a second night at Southport, but I don't know. That's what they're worried about.
A second night at Southport.
Yeah.
Where the neighborhood's doing a cleanup right now. You know what I mean?
I wonder if they came back to help the neighborhood they trashed.
Huh?
I said, I wonder if they came back to help clean up the neighborhood they trashed. Outside the area.
Yeah, no, it was actually reported that there were some people that come up to Southport to clean up, to help clean up.
Okay.
Yeah, but we don't know if they were involved in the madness.
Yeah, that wasn't displayed on the news. But there were people did come up to clean.
Yeah, I don't know, man. British Revolution is weird. Normally, other countries they revolt and kick whole leaders off. These ones just scream and shout and beat up one or two police. That's it.
Yeah, because they're not really
about it.
Yeah, they're not really about that life.
Yeah, they're not. They were, man. And we'd be seeing embassies, we'd be seeing all types of institutional buildings, statues. No, it's just their own houses they smash up, then clean the next day.
No, it's good. I think the last time we saw any form of retribution was Guy Fawkes night. Remember the 5th of November?
That's actually crazy. That probably is the last time.
Yeah, it actually is. If anybody's doing it, moves again.
The only thing it's going to do is they're just going to get harsher rules. Watch the next month or so, there'll be like new laws coming out. It is what it is, man.
Man are just getting arrested neatly. Like neat, orderly arrest.
In a straight line.
Bro. Synchronize.
Right, who's next?
Who's next? Yeah. Just pulling them out. I don't know what was their crime.
We leave it because they're picking up the ones that threw the bottles.
Three bottles in front of me.
Yeah, the headlines tomorrow. EDL hooligans strike again. They wanted every 330 arrests. They wanted to treat everyone like everyone.
It's getting smaller.
Why do they keep going on about the EDL?
Just keep shimmying. No, they won't let us out.
What's the reason you're not allowed?
There were people that they did.
Two-tier policing. I've got 17-year-old boy who needs to get home. I need to get home. We haven't been given no reason why we're here. We've been here over an hour.
They don't treat other people like this.
The geezer warned you that you get kettled. Now you're here saying, I've been here for an hour. This is what you wanted, bro. Dead food, man.
Fuck there, man. Imagine the people on the trains.
Allegedly, people was getting kettled and Settlement just bored true. Allegedly, but I don't know. I mean, it's mad. There's a wall, and then they try to use their vans. Sometimes they like reverse their vans, like bumper to bumper, to create a wall. You get me?
Yeah, they got plans, man. They know what to do. You know exactly what to do. Central London is not the same as any other part of the UK, mate. They're just armed forces everywhere. They're just ready. bopping along the road.
Bopping.
So now everyone is EDL. If they're chanting EDL slogans, I'm sure people will think they're EDL. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they just keep saying like the people who would you would say was on that side. They said the EDL hasn't been around for like 8 to 10 years. They're gone. They don't exist.
Oh, they do exist. They're just quiet.
With the same ideologies.
I think they just name anybody they don't like as EDL, but the EDL doesn't exist.
Yeah, they've gone underground. They just changed their name.
Just change labels. The same people exist. They haven't disappeared. They haven't died.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. The organisation isn't there. You can say whatever. You can, but why call it something it isn't?
Somebody
You know?
run a go down now. Oh.
A bomba friend, yes.
You lot are crazy, you know. I can't even lie. As a teacher. As a teacher. I said Vibes Cartel's out of jail and people are rejoicing.
Just
I'm
think
saying
though
the
the music that he
world
could
is
make
turning
in prison.
upside down. Look at Kebo.
There's too much happening, man. You can't even keep up. Like, this is actually like every hour something's happening.
Yeah.
That why the Jamaicans are missing today.
It's about partying and
Let's throw them
enjoying.
in, man. Let's throw them in.
But just think the good music that he was making in prison. Think how good the music's going to be now that he's been released.
Man, come out of the car. Yeah, man, you come on the thing set. 1 billion cartel man, 1 month. Rip off, man.
How many years have you been away again?
I don't know.
They said he arrested in 2011.
Summertime.
Sevens.
Where's about the winning general?
2014 was found guilty.
Where's about the winnings, my general? You've been talking about this, my general. You've been talking about it.
National Day. What's the date today?
Where is he though? Where is this guy?
Is he on the phone? Can you keep him on the phone?
Hello, Lewis. How you think Paula feel right now?
Where's my I'm confused. Where's So where's my cartel? Hey, hold on.
No, I think they can't really release them into that. You understand? No, they would have to. He would have to exit. They would have to find a different exit for him. There's no way that they can release him into that.
Hey, hold on, no. Where's Vibes Cartel?
Where, boss?
Where is he?
Jamaicans, help us out, mate.
He's not out yet, Jedi. He's getting processed. Okay, because he's not hyping like.
Let him get out. You know what I mean?
Like he's out.
come out for Emancipation Day.
Oh, just a gathering.
Okay, yeah, that's what
Yeah, but
Wow.
then again, they wouldn't be able to.
People marching, you know. People want to make sure they're there.
Alright, so we're
National Day.
getting closer, my people. You can see the
It's a
dots are
national
getting
day.
much more. A lot of people down there.
Yeah,
For
no,
me, somebody tell the jury, Jack.
At summertime. Yeah.
Look at our auntie.
Hey. Hey. All right, world.
Always find them type of Jamaicans to stand up in front
I'm
of
not
a
gonna
camera.
lie, yeah. Anyway, well, anyway,
Say
in the
it,
world
say it.
setting, no, I'm just saying, in the world setting, it's a bit cringy. But obviously for them,
Keep my eye open till
that's
Vibes
their
Garden come around.
guideline. I get it.
And him did. Yeah, and
In the
him
world, on the world arena, it's just an artist, isn't it? And even more so, it's questionable his contribution to society over there and in general. It's questionable, you know. I don't know.
Are they still fighting there? Or is that over
I like
now?
VYBEZ Cartel. I think he's one of the sickest lyricists. But yeah. Say that again, brother.
Yeah.
Are they still fighting over there, or is it over now?
What, in Hartlepool?
No, in Jamaica. Because the gangs had part of a sea, didn't they?
Bells? Are you from Jamaica?
Bells?
Partly.
Do you know part of the answer to any of these questions?
Yeah, I'm wondering what the hell he's talking about, cause I don't know nothing about no fighting.
I might have messed up. I was thinking of Haiti. I might have been a bit racist.
Yeah, I think so.
They took over part of the sea, didn't they? I was thinking of the wrong place.
I'm thinking of Haiti.
They're all black, so it's an easy mistake.
Right colour, wrong place.
We need slogans up in here, man. We need t-shirts.
he did do it. You understand? Is it?
Yeah, we actually need to do t-shirts with Jedi's face on it, you know, like these famous facial expressions that he does.
Never.
Man. So yeah, man. That's what people marching on Downing Street.
There's too much going on, man.
Happening everywhere, mate.
It's like every locality is busy with something. We may not hear as much of what's happening in the UK, but then there's the whole Kamala Harris and everything here. And over there, you got your thing. And then in Jamaica, they got their little things. Like every little pocket of people, they're made busy with something at this time period.
It's summertime.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane. Tommo said you'll come out at night, most likely. So we'll see.
Yeah, so Jedi, when are you inviting us to the park to come and barbecue and have lunch?
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Man, I'm very busy. A very busy time.
I saw you today sitting in the park. Yeah, with your phone.
Yeah, that was just briefly, man. That was a quick snapshot of like freedom, innit? It was so hot, I just had to do it outside. But yeah, I got the time for that. I ain't got no time for that.
It looks like we just have to sit and listen to
That sounds very how leisurely. He's taking it there with the leisure, with the relaxation. How lethargic. Mad.
But what's this you're playing in the background?
Just the same old something, same people.
Okay.
Yeah, LT, talk to me, man.
No, I've just been kind of sitting back, listening today because
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm too fairy sometimes, and people don't get it.
What? All you need is love. You're not,
Yeah,
man,
one
innit?
love and all that.
Yeah, man, that's nice, but
It's
like,
not
you
for
get
the
me?
times.
Like, it's nice, but no one. I don't know. People want their way. There's a few people that say that's what they want. All you need is love and all that. There's enough people that do want that, but yeah,
Like, the older you get, you kind of
yeah, but it's like
life
fuck
teaches you,
with it.
man.
It's like,
Life reminds you, man. It's not that easy.
yeah.
I think when you've got kids as well, like you just
Mm.
want like the kind of best for everything, and you want everything to work out the best way it can, because obviously they've still got to live their lives after us. So I think the more peaceful it is, the better, because then they're going to have like we don't want them to go through what we
You know
sort of
what?
went
Yeah,
through or what we
honestly,
go through.
I think clinging to peace can create more issues, and the fact that we've clung to peace, maybe when we should have been more violent, has led us to a position where, where we are now.
Yeah, I heard a quote or something somewhere one time where, like, without darkness, you can't see the light. So I understand it from that perspective. Even today, my daughter, she loves musicals. So we were watching Descendants, and at the end of it, it was like kind of the light side opening up to the dark side, so everyone can kind of come together as one, and it kind of puts into perspective that sometimes these bad things need to happen in order for the light to kind of shine through, if that makes sense.
You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So
Yeah,
the
too
love
much.
and
I
light,
don't know.
the
It makes
love
them
and
less
light
prepared
is
than
not
these people
balanced.
prepared. They have no awareness. But
Yeah, well,
they into doo-doo land, some of them. They have no awareness. There's no preparation. They're not aware of their surroundings. They're just, yeah. Because you need a balance.
But a lot of these people have been groomed from children where they think that their way of thinking is like the best way because they don't know any better, and then they listen to the news, and the news is kind of reaffirming what they've been getting told their whole upbringing. So they still think they're right. So when they go out and do these things and blame Muslims and blame like other people, it's because that's all they sort of know. So looking at it from both sides, it's a difficult one because how can you know better if you don't know better, if that makes sense. And I get that people have free will to go and do their own research and stuff, but some people have had this like indoctrinated into them from a very, very, very young age. Like imagine growing up in a family who are like constantly racist in front of you, and like you don't have, like for me, for instance, I grew up in quite a rough area, and I didn't meet a black person until I was 14 years of age. Like,
Okay.
yeah, so it could have just been as easy for me to go the other side, but I didn't really fit in anyway, and I fit in more around black people than I did my own like sort of place that I was brought up, because I realised that the injustices and how people were treated unfairly, and how it wasn't just like black people that were being treated unfairly, but they were more understanding of that. So now like all of my friends are black, and I have like one or two white friends, which is quite odd considering where I stay.
Okay, they're a minority in it.
Yeah.
Now you're a product of the environment, wherever that environment is. Children are a product of the environment.
Because I grew up with that horrible saying, there's no such thing as colour. Like my granda brought us up saying like you don't judge anybody by the colour of their skin or how people are. Or so I was lucky in that sense that I didn't have someone drilling into me that we must hate black people, we must hate Muslims and stuff like that. But again, it's not very helpful just to say we're all one colour, especially if one colour's not treated as fairly as the other.
I think sometimes it can make children from an ethnic background less prepared. I think it's, especially if you've got children or melanated, teaching them that there's no such thing as color is a very you're putting them in dangerous predicaments because they genuinely go into the world blinded, thinking that there's no, when there is clear racism, there's institutional racism. You're gonna work 10 times harder. That's the reality.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I think it's important to let them know very young.
That's true.
So that they're prepared.
And it's a shame because it's heartbreaking having to have those conversations with children and telling them when they go into school that they need to work harder or they're going to be singled out. Or like even my daughter, she had a dance show and she was one of the best in her class. Like, I'm not going to lie, that's not just from like being her parents sort of thing. But she was like one of very few like mixed people in the class. And three little white girls got special awards at the awards ceremony and she got nothing. And I think I was more angry than she was, to be honest, but she's still in like quite young where she's not at that understanding yet. And yeah, it's heartbreaking, to be honest.
What were the medals? Were they like
going out of your way, like trying harder for your performance and special performance and stuff like that? She's older, she's like quite bigger than the other kids, and she tries so hard and she takes care of all the other little kids and stuff like that. So I just thought, like, she actually goes out of her way to even help the dance teacher. Maybe they'll give her something, and they didn't give her anything.
But do you feel like it's just you maybe just being a bit biased in a sense? Because it's your
So
child?
a little bit of me felt like, so me and like one of my daughter's dads, we thought it was like a sort of racism thing, because that's like the sort of like where we were sitting on it. And then a few other people that I'd spoke to who were white were saying, well, there is like favoritism and stuff in the class, so maybe it's just the favoritism. So like lots of like there's been like 7 people that I've spoken to about it, and four of them were thinking it's maybe favoritism within the class, and then the rest of us were like, no, it's like she's obviously she's standing out because she's not white, and I don't know, but I would hate to think it was because she's not white, but at the same time it's still not fair if it's favoritism.
No, it's still not fair, but yeah, my thing is this, what, not saying it's you, babes, not you, I'm not talking about you at all, it's me just generalising with this particular word. If a white person was to say, do something, racism kind of gets thrown around loosely by others, then if I'm more or less look at the bigger picture, and not go off of your quick judgment. You understand what I'm saying? Hence why I asked, do you think it might have been you that was being a bit biased in a sense because it was your child? You know
So
what I mean?
it was actually one of my daughter's dad. He was the one that first said that about the racism, because me, like, I like to think that she's very popular, like in the area that I grew up. Like, I don't live there anymore, but my parents and stuff still live there, so she spends a lot of time there. So she's very popular. She's like got lots of friends who are all like majority white, and obviously like the family members and stuff all treat her well, and she isn't like discriminated on. Like, so in my eyes was like, oh, that's a shame she's not got a special award. And then that's when my the dad kind of jumped in and was like, oh, well, she was like one of the only black people there, black people need to try harder. And so he kind of got into my head a little bit with it, and that's what's kind of making me think a wee bit more.
And then that's what I'm saying, innit? Like, so we can either say either one, you know what I mean? But then not have to kind of put it from the teacher's point of view, like how they'll just be looking at it. They could just be looking at it in a simplistic kind of way. Like, those girls may have just deserved that award. Do you know what I mean? Or it may have been a racist thing. But at the end of the day, we tend to just we tend to run towards the word racism before actually looking at the bigger picture. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. No, that it does make sense, because it's like it's easy to label things when things seem unjust.
Yeah, and it's mad, because even a video that Jedi played not too long ago, and I was saying about the guy being selective with his words. He was implying without actually directly saying that these are the people, but he actually said.
Yeah, he said it without saying it.
Yeah, he didn't use the label, but he definitely
So
described
it
it. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. So yeah, we just need to kind of just stop it in the finger with the finger. And yes, he, in a sense, he's correct with saying that they need to stop redacting information from like to the public. You know what I mean? Like, to tell us what it actually needs to be.
Yeah, the problem with so many blank spaces is people like to fill the blank spaces. They don't like blank spaces. So if you've got a blank space there and the people there to fill it are the ones filling it with hate, that's the problem.
This is what
media is weaponized regardless, because when we had the pandemic, they were quick to take down false information. So the same way you were taking down false information and blocking people, and you could do that now as well, but you're not going to do it because it suits your agenda. It's going to create the chaos that will allow you to bring in new laws. That's the reality.
They said it's because he's 17. But would you make an exception in this case?
No, but that's not.
They're not allowed to.
That's not what. No, that's not what we're saying, and that's not what I said.
People's posting information that hasn't been verified, that can be censored, just like they censored things during the propaganda when quote unquote things weren't verified according to them. But they're not going to do it because there's an agenda here.
Fine. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's why I believe personally, because a lot of the stuff is coming from Twitter. Most of these claims are coming from Twitter. That's what people post, whatever, and then that's it. People run with it.
Yeah, and that's what basically what the guy was kind of saying, in a sense. Like, when they are conveying this information, you know, don't just put little bits and pieces out there in the air.
Put the whole
So you might as well just tell us the full story. Like, just tell us the full story, because then they would leave no gap, no spaces of air for anybody to be blowing smoke into. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's
they could have done it immediately. Just telling us where the person's from isn't going to tell us who they are. Sorry.
Yeah, no, because what they're doing is creating chaos. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're leaving it down to you as the general public to make an opinion. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, so they know exactly what they're doing. We've known this for years. That the media are only going to put out what they are being told that they should and should not be releasing. Like, we are the mice in the Pied Piper's song, in the tune that he was playing, and we are just unknowingly following that. They're putting subliminals out there, and then this is what happens when they do.
Yeah, the sad thing is people don't learn their lesson, because when the war in Iraq happened, all of that was lies, pure lies. And then years later, they come out and say, "Oh, there were no weapons, or there weren't." You know, it was all a lie, guys.
Tony Blair's going to hell.
Oh, he's been there already, mate. I think he's still there.
Quite comfortable there. Sounds like he'll be very comfortable.
I think he's enjoying it.
I think he's even got a suntan.
I think he's going to hell.
He's already there, mate.
You all know, but what they say is they got rid of Saddam, and sometimes you need a tyrant to rule tyrannical people, like with different factions trying to overthrow everything. So he wasn't a good guy, but getting rid of him was, even worse than keeping him. That's what they reckon.
I don't believe that they actually got rid of him, to be honest.
I think he's
Yeah, it's like Tupac. I still believe he's alive. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think Saddam, he's still alive, plotting.
When they hung him, I thought that was the most disgusting thing to view it, to put it live. That was absolutely disgusting what they did to him. I don't care what he does. They shouldn't have live broadcasted it. It's horrible.
No, but they're legal murderers.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that live. It's terrible.
It's all semantics. They can drop bombs and just call it collateral damage.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just semantics.
Yeah, legal murders.
Yeah.
The other thing is, if you put a society back to base zero, they're never going to progress. Whatever you think progression is in your views, it's not going to happen because you just put them back to square one.
What would you consider square one? How would it look like for you?
Well, square one is you just put it. No, you bomb everything so nothing exists instead of the culture developing over time. It's you know, things soften over time. You're seeing that with Saudi Arabia. Things are softening there. You can still have hard lines if you want hard lines on certain things, but other things can soften. Women can be allowed to drive, like in Saudi Arabia. You know, you can perhaps stop executing people in broad daylight. You know, you can soften things over time. I saw one woman in Saudi Arabia. She was executed by whoever, the police or the army, in the street. It's you know, those sort of things shouldn't be happening.
When America has capital punishments, I don't really see the UK upset by that. I don't really see them crying about, especially the millions of people who get killed without evidence, or later on we find out they shouldn't have been killed, or the people that get life sentences, or the young boy given 2-digit amount of years for marijuana. All of these things don't exist. All of this hoo-ha, it's very selective. It's very selective in pointing out people's issues.
I'm not sure about the death penalty anyway, but yeah.
Some of our best friends are the biggest criminals. Our country went and threw bombs on people and just called it collateral damage, and those people are walking on streets, going into the M&S and that next door to you, and you don't even know. He could have been a policymaker.
They shouldn't have done Iraq for sure. Just should have left that alone.
You know, I don't think this country has any space to be telling anybody how to behave morally in any way. Like, it's finished, mate. I don't think they have to say that anymore.
Yeah, the government and the people are a bit out of control now.
And the progression they talk about Saudi is they're actually going backward. There's more crime over there. He's robbing land of poor people. The racism there is horrific. The human rights there is horrific. He has no control over anything. So this progression that we keep hearing is just they're becoming more assimilated to Western culture, which in the Western world is looked at as progression. But actually, for the people on the ground, their country's got worse. He's robbed them dry. Like, compared to the other countries in that region, they are actually doing really bad, to the point where people in like Qatar and Kuwait, and they don't even rate Saudi. They'll tell you don't go there. There's loads of crime, or it's not safe. So you have to look at the word progression. Progression, I feel like, just sounds like, have you assimilated to Western culture? That's progression for them, my opinion.
Yeah, they're definitely all got their own views. I think even in Iran, they're more tolerant of like LGBTQ sort of people, aren't they?
Are they? I don't know. I don't really know too much about Iran, to be fair.
Yeah, they're all different in different ways. Like you said, they're not all the exact same religion.
I kind of doubt that, to be honest.
Yeah, Trevor. There's one thing I watched a while ago. Trevor Phillips. He did a documentary on. Like, he was saying, when people came to this country, they assumed everybody would integrate. Like, everybody would move into streets with each other, and what they found is people segmented into their own communities. And
because they weren't being accepted when they were moving into other communities. That's the thing.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't pushing anything, but he was just saying what they thought would happen and what did happen. He was just doing it as a matter of fact sort of thing. So yeah, they were saying it didn't all work out the way they wanted it, and now perhaps that's why there's tensions when they thought there wouldn't be.
Because the first thing a British person will mention is, oh, they don't even speak our language. But how many people have came to like your local community and you've actually went to offer like friendship to help teach them the language? Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like why do they then need to pay for education to learn the language when they could actually be in the community learning language through actual friendships and through community values? And
I don't think Brits that go to Spain learn Spanish. The Brits in Dubai definitely don't speak Arabic.
No, they don't, because
and
we
they
want
expect
everybody to
everybody
speak
else
English.
to speak English for them.
Yeah.
But then they want to complain.
Yeah, Sarah, you know, you just put the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
There, it's like it's basically one rule for them and one rule for another.
Yeah.
Regardless of who does what, do you think people should learn the language if they go to a country?
If you're going to live, yeah.
It would help them, of course, yeah. Even for
Yeah.
it's in their best interest, regardless. It does empower you know the language of the land that you're in.
And it's
Another
good
thing
to know
people-
if you're walking down the street and someone's talking about, you know, like someone's
Yeah,
going to mug
just
you.
even
and they're there
healthcare, anything. Like you need to know what someone's saying to you. Like if you go to the
Yeah.
doctor, you would want to know what the doctor's actually saying to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even on the menu and the food that you're ordering, what you're being told. Yeah, it is very beneficial to you. Yeah, if you're going for a week, yeah, maybe like pick up maybe a few words. Not saying that you have to learn the whole language, but yeah, if you're going to live somewhere, then yeah.
But the thing
But
is, when you
I
come
think
to Britain,
it's the
like,
blind. No, the blind ignorance. Like with the English, and I can't really say Americans as such because there are quite a few Americans that actually speak different languages. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, but go on. Sorry, love.
I think like I was saying before, it's not easy to learn that language. Like first of all, but if you come to a country, you're hoping like you're going to at least have people that you can talk to, because it's easier to learn the language when you're actually having that physical conversation with them. So people that come to this country as well, they're sold a story on how it is to live in this country. So they're coming here thinking that everyone's going to be nice, welcoming, and it's going to be like the Great Britain, but it's not. And they'll come to racism and people not even wanting to have a simple conversation with them. And then they're going to have to rely on learning English from a book. And English is not a really easy language for some people to learn. So they're having to pay to go to education when sometimes they don't even have money to do that. And then even if they go to the local shops and stuff, people are not even talking to them properly. So I find it very unfair of British people to be very fair.
Do you think it's harder to talk to somebody when they've got a full niqab on?
No. Why would it be?
No, so I'll tell you why. Because when you make phone calls to the bank and you're having a conversation with the bank and they're asking you for security questions, you're very happy to give it over. You've never seen their face. We do it every day. We do it every day. We talk to people you don't see every day. I'm talking to you now. You can't see me. I can't see you.
Yeah. For all you know, just now, Lee, I could be wearing a full get-up as well.
You know, I don't.
What colour?
It's orange.
Oh, my favourite.
No, I think that pink's your favourite, mate.
And the likelihood you'll see it is so low. It's like it's so unlikely that you're even going to have to do that. So it's not such a big deal. As big of a deal as it's made out to be. There's not a lot of Muslim women that wear face veil. It's very few. And everybody was happy to wear masks during the situation. I didn't hear no one crying about that.
I was just,
I think people think Muslims get special privileges, though, man. I think that's what some of the anger's about.
Talk to me, Shifa. Talk to me.
I don't, me personally, if you're talking to me personally, I don't believe that to be the case, but I think that the general British public, that I've heard it in other words, and I think that in a nutshell, that's a lot of the sentiment. You know, Muslims get special treatment.
they get away with doing things that other people wouldn't get away with doing. Muslims, you know, their culture can be detrimental, like things like covering your face. There's excuses why that, you know, could be deceiving or X, Y, Z. And I think that the other thing is things like how can I explain it? So Muslim communities being protected in their religious right to any extent, you know, it just angers people. I don't understand why, but I think that it exists.
No, I agree.
Yeah, yeah, I agree as well.
100%.
What's your name, sir?
Pardon?
Say that again.
So, what's your name?
Shifa.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. Yeah, no, I fully agree. I do fully agree with what you was just saying. And the funniest thing is, if you actually was to question them and ask them how do they get special treatment, they couldn't actually turn around and tell you. And if they do try it and explain it to you, the first thing they're going to talk about is, oh, you're the benefit system.
Oh, benefit
Well, you
system.
see what you're saying, sis, yeah? You see, historically, yeah, as black people in the UK, they used to say things like, the school will get more money for black children, X, Y, Z. And that used to infuriate people. And then until they realized that, you know, the schools will directly, because they realized that the schools will directly pick out a certain amount of black and ethnic kids, X, Y, Z, whatever, to make sure that they wasn't underfunded. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because they're getting more money for those kids. Do you know where I'm coming from? So I think that to an extent, I can kind of understand that anger in a sense of, well, our kids might not be able to get into the school that we want them to get into, but what kid can get into the school they want to get into? I'd like to know. Like, on what planet is that? Yeah, come on, man. Like, it's not like you just get to pick out any school you want and go to. You don't get to pick out the best private school on the planet for your kid unless you're paying for it. So at the end of the day, everyone's getting the luck of the draw, really. But some people, they have this thing of, well, we was here first, so we should get first pick. And that's just not how societies work.
Yeah, but try and explain that to them. Yeah, that's a difficult task. Understand?
I think,
That, you know,
yeah, for your average person on the street, yes, definitely a difficult task. But for the people who run the country, obviously, they're the ones making the rules. If they got any anger or any bitterness, really, it should be directed at them. It should be directed at establishments and institutions.
But I think if the British value is tolerance, and then that's the agreed upon British value in the country, that's what you go to other countries and force down people's throats, apply it here. The same tolerance you have for somebody not to wear the face veil, have it for those who do wear the face veil. And if the only issue that does come up is security, and sorry, when you go to the bank, they have to show their face. At border control, they show their face. I've seen it many times. They're asked to show their face and then put it back down. So I don't really see the issue. And
there isn't an issue at the end of the day.
Assimilating. That's the real issue. The issue is they're not assimilating, and they're not assimilating to English, where English culture, English smells, English, how the English are. That's the issue. But they can't say that.
I think that's part of the issue, yeah. But I think another part of the issue is that the English are coming from a historical background of, you know, industry and, you know, how can we put this? Being innovators, if that makes sense. And it's like, how can I explain this now? You've got a lot of foreign entities that are now in the country, owning companies, owning businesses, taking control of wings of institutions, X, Y, Z. And to them, that's scary. But then they have to kind of understand that their government has got set agendas and set plans to, you know, to hit quotas in it and make money. And the money that they need to make sometimes has to come through them selling off businesses, selling off, like, for instance, remember back in the days, it was BT. It was just BT. If you had a phone line in the UK, it was BT. Now you got how many different ones? But people don't understand the significance of that. That's not nothing to do with the foreigners. It's to do with the government. It's selling off companies to foreign companies Yeah, and then those foreign companies, they don't want to pay what the British people was getting paid over here when they can pay someone to come in from another country and pay them less. They don't want to do it. So the British company, then the government itself has to then allow for a certain amount of those people to come here to fill those roles, innit? Because unfortunately, British people don't want low paid jobs. They want high pay, innit? And if they can't get high pay, they want benefits. And then they'll wait until something better comes along. So unfortunately, that's just the way the system was devised. Whose fault is that? Not ours. It's not the immigrants' fault. That's the government.
Yeah, that's true.
What I'm about to say is complete event. Around you know, you got that where she want me to sleep, literally. Sorry, I had to say it.
Cut it out a little bit, you know, sis. You are cutting out a little bit, though, but I just about.
Want me to sleep? Not even gonna lie.
Okay, yeah, I got one of them storytelling voices. You're right. I just literally done that with my son. I just told him a story, and it just like mellowed him out, and he just started conking out. So you're right, Bill.
We got my little ones are here.
Unless I'm in hype mode. When I'm in hype mode, my voice ain't so calming still.
No, but that's you know, I mean, we need to kind of get more guys that are involved in their child's life, like for another day. But yes, welcome to call up my phone anytime I'm putting me to sleep.
Yeah, I agree. Still, I agree. I think the man them do want to be involved though, but sometimes it's just difficult in modern day societies. You know, where we're taught to be singular cells and sometimes not to think as a unit, which I think unfortunately it separates people and pushes us apart more than keeps us together. But yeah, man.
If we can we change, and you know what I mean? Like we have to try. We have to start from somewhere.
Yeah, we're starting with us right here, man. We're starting with us. Like, I know Sister Sarah's, you know, she's serious about her life. You know, I'm sure she's married as well. So I'm assuming her husband plays an active part in the household. And, you know, we can only start with the people we know, that the ones that are right here, and hope that the other ones who are listening and watching, they're going to take some of that energy and say, yeah, let me utilize that in my lifetime, because life's short, you know, and a lot of people don't realize it until it's too late, like just how short life is.
It's very true, and kind of paraphrasing, guys, one of my favorite lyrics, Jadakiss, he says, life is short and death is longer. It makes it harder to express my hunger, sort of thing, and I that resonates with me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because life is so short. At a blink of an eye, you could lose your life. Do you know what I mean? You could choke on the bloodina. Like, you could go any which way. But like, so even for the natural encounters, we're not even encountering us anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, our biggest fight at one time was seen on the news. Somebody's passed away of cancer, and cancer research or whatever, blah blah blah. But even seeing like it's strictly knife crime or gun crime. And some of them, like these miscreants that are out here creating havoc.
I think it's about
for life.
I think it's about the way people are taught to look at life, and the way people are taught to live life is paramount to the way, you know, life is going to be, in it. And I think, like, you know, some people see life in a more poetic way, in it. They love life. Some people see life in a more, you know, I don't know, callous way. They might not love their life as much. And I think, like, we're all products of our environment, innit? Like, so all I can do is be an advertisement for another human being. That's all I can really do. You know, some people believe in magic. They think words are spells And you know, the magic is, you know, the fruit that comes from those spells being utilized on other human beings. I just think that we are literally walking billboards. We're like an advertisement of life, and everyone's living their life, and everyone's looking around at all of the other people living their life and saying, well, who's living their life well? And they're thinking about the things they want out of life and saying, well, who's got those things? And then it's like, sometimes you might even be in a situation where you look at a person who's got all of those things out of life that you think you want, and you walk their path and you start living their life and trying to be like them, and then realize, you know what, this ain't for me. And then maybe that's why you was in the position you was in. But people don't want the truth. People want, you know, what they see on the TV. They just want. That's how I see it. So,
No, but
why
yeah, no, that's actually true. But the kind of what I was saying from earlier, you know what I mean? Like, people, they want to be seen. Like, this is where the social media, not just like videos and whatever. It's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they want to be seen, but they're not taking the right steps to be seen. Look,
yeah, but it's addictive though. That's the thing, sis. It's so addictive. It's addictive. It's so addictive. It's like the new drug. Yeah. Like when we was growing up, you know, it was smoking weed, doing other drugs, and then playing computer games. Nowadays, it's the same thing: smoking weed, drink, alcohol, drugs, whatever, and then social media taken over from the video game, and the I don't know, the girls doing their you know, they used to skip. They used to go to little, I don't know, meetings, you know, mums meetings. I don't know what they did, man, but they weren't doing this.
I used to play yeah.
You lot used to meet up properly in real life.